Well, it's middle of August, but it's football time once again. Good to have you along here as we bring you a preseason scrimmage tonight from Chris Gilman Stadium in Kingsland, Georgia, in Camden County. Camden County Wildcats hosting your Benedictine Cadets as we get the 2025 preseason underway here in earnest tonight before the season opener next week in the Hog Pen over in Moultrie, Georgia next week. I'm Kevin Thomas. He is Christian Gokel. Welcome into the Barnes pregame show, Barnes Restaurant pregame show, celebrating 50 years with us here this season on Benedictine football. We're glad to have them along here, bringing you the pregame action each and every week. As you may have seen already, those of you tuning in, we will be video-less tonight. It'll be the audio call that is due to the folks here at Camden County not letting us do that, so we will not give you any video tonight for tonight's ball game, but we will in future games, and we'll let you know about that as well. But we appreciate you being here on the broadcast as always. Subscribe to the channel so you'll know every Friday night, every Thursday for the Danny Britt Show when we go live, and you can hop right in and join in on all the Benedictine fun. So that being said, Christian, I thought about you this morning in the not strange way. I walked outside. It was 79 degrees. I said, somewhere Christian Gokel is saying, what do we do to deserve this in August? Usually it's 125 degrees and you're getting ready to play a football game. Today, I think we're mid-80s right here at Chris Gilman Stadium, and it almost felt like a beautiful fall day ready for football tonight, but a new look Benedictine and our first look at them coming up here in just a little bit.
100%, Kevin. And listen, I appreciate you thinking about me first thing in the morning. And Amy, your wife, is a lovely, beautiful lady, but the fact that you were thinking of me this morning means a whole lot to me. But yeah, I mean, anything feels like winter after the last couple weeks.
That's true.
And it just seems like just in time, we get a little bit of rain, cools things off, and it feels like football season. And we got a chance tonight, Kevin, to watch two really highly talented teams who have state championship aspirations. I know two of the most difficult regions in the state of Georgia where these two teams play, and they're going to get ready tonight to hopefully go on a run.
Certainly, and again, a lot of things to look forward to here in 2025 as, again, we know the quarterback, Stephen Cannon's going to be back here, healthy, ready to go. Big thing we're all going to be watching, Christian, outside of a lot of those skill players, the five guys lining up in front of him as they will be all new and essentially in front of him. I know you can say, well, they had Carlton Hall last year. He was hurt in the first game, Christian, so he really missed all of last season. So if he gets out there and plays, I know they want to be very careful with him. He's still a new guy, essentially, on that offensive line. So 5 new guys up front. That's the key, not only for tonight in a scrimmage, but I think, quite frankly, until they feel good about it, it's going to be a key to watch each and every Friday night.
Yeah, and I don't know that we're going to see him tonight, and potentially probably not against Colquitt, but he's going to be a boon when we get him back. But I think, Kevin, there's some really talented guys. I think one of the groups that people are most excited to see, and I know it doesn't usually seem like it because they're the quiet guys who just go out there and get the work done, but the offensive line, you lose 5 starters, like you said. Who are these guys going to be that are trying to step up and replace that on, again, a team that with the skill group you have state championship level aspirations?
Certainly going to be also interesting to watch the defensive side. You get a lot of people back on that side of the ball. Yes, you lost third Scroggins, but you just replaced him with LaDamian Guyton, who yesterday announced that after this season and next season, he will be going to Texas Tech to play college football. So that was announced yesterday. And outside of him, Christian, you have a lot of familiar faces who have seen some playing time that we're going to be talking about throughout the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, but I mean, you lose third Scroggins. He commits to Miami and moves on after graduating from BC. And most teams are like, okay, probably not going to have that level of a pass rush the next year. And all of a sudden, a guy named LaDamian Guyton, the number 1 player in the class of 2027, who's going to be at BC for a couple of years, is rushing off the edge. And I think it takes what could be a superb defense and turns it into one of the best units potentially in the state. And you've got some guys, Kevin, that have played a lot of football for Benedictine out there. I mean, specifically the back end, right? Your secondary where you have Wyatt Estabrook and Mekhi Williams still back there to cover things down. Really, really talented guys on the outside. Probably going to rotate about 4 guys at the corner spots until somebody locks it up. And then you mentioned it, Kevin, just that linebacker core where you have a Larson Little back for another season. Houston's out there. He's going to be in a bigger role coming up this season. again, LaDainian Guyton, what he's going to be able to do. But my man, who I think potentially could be the MVP of the team this year, big truck, Cam Cody, number 55, holding down that nose tackle. I think he's potentially the most important player on this defense because he's the tip of the spear, and he requires a couple of guys. You can't triple team everybody.
Right.
And he's the one who's right over the football. So that's the one who I'm watching out for, who could have just a monster season.
Yeah, defensively, I think you got to be pretty excited about this bunch. And that's something that Friday night in, Friday night out, I think you feel like BC is going to be a tough out. Offensively, do they get off to a slow start, Christian? Do that. We saw that last year with this team. Maybe first couple of drives, they just look out of sync and then finally got it together. Defensively, they were able to stay in games. And as you said, a lot of the key pieces there, and what you did lose, you replaced with some big-time talent. So this ought to be fun to watch there. One other piece before we kind of dig a little deeper here early on in the Barnes Restaurant pregame show is special teams. It's been such a reliable thing for BC. And I know you were talking with Danny Britt earlier this week, and he said, look, got a couple of kids off the soccer team who are looking to make an impact, and we don't know who's going to do what at this point, kickoff, punt, extra points. But I imagine tonight might be a good audition for some of that. Yeah, it doesn't count, but there should be a decent crowd here. Yeah. You're playing under Friday night lights, and hey, these kids were playing soccer in the spring, and now you're being asked to come out here and put it through the uprights for a team that has, as they always do, championship aspirations. So this is not a simple thing of, hey, brother, we just need somebody to go kick the football. No, we need you to kick the football like you've done it for years, and that's what you lost in Connor Ferguson, and these guys stepping into a big role tonight.
Yeah, really hard to replace a guy as good as Connor Ferguson. He was a specialist. That's what he did, is he was a kicker. But 365 is what I mean by that. But if you were to pick two guys from that Benedictine soccer team who kind of embrace a football mentality, I mean, from football to football,
right,
who embrace that kind of mentality, Parker Lewis and John Britton are those two guys. Parker Lewis, the captain for BC's soccer team, and just a guy who would fly around the field. Neither one of these guys are small. I know you think, okay, soccer player coming to play kicker, about $140. Neither one of these guys are small. They're both over 170 to 180. I mean, Danny Britt even said, he's like kind of looking at him like, those are some good-looking kids. Maybe you need a backup defensive tackle. John Britton's that guy. But, I mean, John Britton's over 6 feet tall, got to be pushing close to 200 pounds, and he was kind of that center back. And then Parker Lewis, as I said, was the captain for the soccer team, and a guy who ran all over the field, sold out. So composure from these guys. They're not unused to really big stages. And so tonight it's an audition to see who potentially has a chance to be that guy. But I think both of them are going to have an impact on this season. Certainly.
Cadets and Wildcats going through their pregame warm-ups. We'll come back, continue to break down what we're looking for here out of not only tonight's scrimmage, but as this BC team moves forward. We are in the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Barnes Restaurant celebrating 50 years of service in the Savannah community. Before we step aside, also, Christian, want to recognize a new presenting sponsor tonight, or not tonight, but the whole season, in Cash and Carry, and we're proud to have them along. You'll hear them a lot throughout the course of the season, so we want to welcome in Cash and Carry to the broadcast as well. But we'll come right back. We'll continue to look at this Benedictine football team as they get ready for scrimmage number one and the only one before the season starts next week. And we'll be back here on WatchBCSports.com. Glad to have you along.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Cash and Carry wants to buy your car. New, used, running or not. Miles don't matter. We pay cash on the spot. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Call today. Cash and Carry, where your car turns into cash.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
when it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way. Let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium as we carry on here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here. And again, this is a preseason scrimmage. And just to kind of go over the groundworks, Christian, tonight it's going to be what the coaches have kind of called as the 3 quarters scrimmage, if you will, in that you're going to play 2 quarters, pretty much straight up football. The third quarter, both coaches have agreed to give their ones a drive, and then after that, you start working on depth and seeing what you got. So most of the third, fourth quarter night is going to be some guys that maybe you'll hear from time to time throughout the season, maybe a guy that's thrust into a key role. So keep listening for that. But obviously, the first couple of quarters is what folks are paying attention to from I think just a straight execution standpoint. Sure. I don't think it matters if you score 48 points tonight. Can you move the ball? Can you get a couple of first downs? I think if you're BC, does the offensive line move people? And kind of what can you build on into a game that counts next week against Colquitt County?
Yeah, and I think the scrimmage, Kevin, started about 12 hours ago, just when BC was getting ready to come down to this one. Everybody was getting to school, going to class, and the coaches were getting the logistics ready to bring everybody down. It's a really good chance to mess up. And if there's a headset that's going to go out for the coaches right. communicating down there, if there's a player who's going to forget a pair of pants, now is the time to do it. Get those mistakes out of the way, because next week, we're just on the road to Moultrie going up against one of the premier programs in the state of Georgia in Colquitt County. So it's a chance, Kevin, to do a dry run for what the season is going to be, but also a chance for you players to go out and hit somebody that isn't their buddy that they see every day in class, right. and to execute. And again, last year we saw BC scrimmage against Camden, and I think Camden ran the same play about 15 times in a row, and then they switch it up to another play and run that one about 15 times in a row. And then the next week they went out against Brunswick and didn't run anything like they ran in the scrimmage. So I think they're going to play this one a little close to the chest, just like they did last week, because there's probably someone from Brunswick sitting in the stands tonight watching that game. Not that far of a drive, down 95 for them. So I'm not expecting anything reverses and over the top like that. I think both teams going to be pretty vanilla tonight, but what you're watching is the offensive line executing and getting to the next level like they're supposed to be. Is the quarterback turning and handing the ball in the right direction? Is the running back taking the correct steps? So just a really good dry run and a chance tonight, Kevin, to make the mistakes that you can correct and try to hit the ground running in week 1.
And I think if you're BC, you probably expect some false starts and some things from the offensive line, just because, hey, nervous, first time those 5 guys are playing together out there, take some time. And I know they have said, and it rang true for Danny Britt and company. He goes, those 5 guys that graduated last year played so much ball together along that offensive line. They knew where each other was going. And you talk about that chemistry, Christian, when you have offensive linemen who know what the other guy's doing, trust what the other guy's doing, and they can play off of that. Yeah, and it's analysis by paralysis a lot of times for the new guys coming in, because you're getting the call, trying to figure out which way you're pulling. It's not an uncomplicated offense, right? And so you're going to be under center, you're going to be in the flex bone, you're going to be in the shotgun, you're going to be in the I form. Just getting a chance to go out there, get the play call, and know where you're going is going to be massive. And then executing on top of that, that's a bonus right now. But it's going to take, Kevin, a lot of time for these guys to really develop that chemistry that you saw from that unit that had played together for 3 and 4 years with a group of seniors like you had last year. So there's a lot of really, really talented guys out there.
Aaron Brown, Colin Ward, Noah Brainerd, Reef Leonard, and Everett Nelson listed as the starting 5 tonight, but it's probably going to go about 8 deep with guys who are going to rotate in there. And like you said, it's just you can't simulate live action snaps.
Right.
And that's what you're getting tonight for these guys, and that's going to be a really big benefit going into Colquitt and then welcoming in Buford.
Yeah, the schedule, Christian, is unbelievable for BC. Obviously tonight, just a scrimmage, but a team that has deep playoff aspirations in the state's highest class. Colquitt, who's been a state powerhouse, also in the state's highest class, and then you've got Buford, who many people kind of lovingly joke as the University of Buford. And when you build, multi-million-dollar football stadiums, cathedrals to football, then I guess you kind of earn that moniker. But a good couple of games to start off, and Burke County and Westminster, no slouch in the non-region either. So this first month or so for BC, you really are going to find out what you're made of.
100%, Kevin, and that's why Danny Britt schedules out like this. I think he would have liked to have found one more game in September and potentially not at that same level of opponent, but you end up with 9 games, and there's not one where you're not just going to be absolutely glued to what's happening on the field. And there's great high school football coaches that you're going to get to go up against, great programs and traditions, and a ton of college level talent that you're going to be going up against this season. So BC's got plenty of that in their own right. So there's not going to be a game that's not entertaining for all 4 quarters.
Yeah, I like what he said about the schedule. He's like, look, getting a 10th game wouldn't have been a problem. Like, I can get a game if fans are like, why aren't we playing 10 games?
Right.
If I can get a game, that's not a problem. Is it a game worth playing? I think basically is, if I could take some liberties with his verbiage of kind of how he put it to us, like, yeah, we could play a game. Is it worth us going out and playing if it's just 70-0 and we're not getting better and
Correct.
we're not learning anything? And I can respect that. I understand that. So 9 games for BC this year, and you know what, the ones that count are hopefully the 5 at the end when you get into region play, and maybe the 5 after that to win a state championship.
Yeah, and that's the intriguing thing, Kevin, is you want to go undefeated. You want to go to Colquitt County and win that football game. You want to welcome in Buford and get revenge for that 1-point loss from last season. But your ultimate goal is going into that region schedule rolling but healthy. And I'm curious how they manage that this season. I think like a great example would be a Bubba Frazier, where he's going to play wide receiver. He's going to get some carries at running back. But when you get to Ware County and Warner Robins and Perry and the rest of that region schedule, Bubba Frazier is going to be playing defense too. So I'm curious how much against the Bufords and the Colquitts and the Westminsters and Burke that you see him on the other side of the ball, because I know when it comes down to region games, you're going to see guys like Mekhi Williams playing wide receiver as well as safety. So it's going to be the guys who step up in the meantime, Kevin, who have a chance, like we kind of saw from Jameer Lee last year, where you're like, man, that's a good-looking freshman, and he just kept making progress when he got his chances, and now he's going to be one of the guys rotating with the starting defensive line. You see those guys these first few weeks who are like, okay, that's the one who's going to be able to stick it out once you get to region play, where that bench gets a whole lot shorter.
We are cruising along here in the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Barnes Restaurant for all of your game day needs. Get them ready. Maybe take some Barnes Restaurant with you next week on the road to Colquitt County. And maybe more importantly, reach out to Barnes Restaurant right now. Get your tailgate set up for that showdown with Buford in a couple of weeks, and make sure you're all ready to go for that A+ tailgate with Barnes Restaurant. Therefore, Buford celebrating 50 years this year. They want to celebrate with you. So give them a call at Barnes Restaurant. Set up your next tailgate. We're counting you down to kick off here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show on Watch BC Sports.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium in Camden County, getting ready for the scrimmage tonight against the Wildcats. Just over 8 minutes to go until kickoff tonight. Christian, it is a scrimmage, and to me, this is a fun part of coaching. For the fans, you may sit here and maybe get frustrated at times, but to me, this is, hey, we're going to try something. If I try something, I don't mean, hey, a double reverse flea flicker to see if we can get a touchdown. You're going to say, hey, can we put this guy in this call and see how he reacts and see what we got? Who are some guys you're watching tonight in this scrimmage to kind of answer some of those smaller questions about technique, where they fit in certain packages and things like that?
I think the exciting one, and I'm curious how much we get to see, is obviously LaDainian Guyton. Like, how do you end up using him? Is it going to be off the edge? Are you going to let him play a little inside linebacker? Are you going to put his hand in the dirt and let him play some defensive end when it comes to a run situation? So I'm excited to see how they utilize him. Obviously, Bubba Frazier, what are some of the new wrinkles potentially? I don't know that we'll see that tonight. But then, Kevin, I've talked about him a lot. He's wearing number 13 this year, was number 27 last year, Aaron Mallard. Is he going to be that Jack Ganem this year, where he's the third option after you go through a Josh Washington? You look for Bubba Frazier. He's not there. Who's the next guy? I think he's a guy. He just has such elite level speed that he's going to be a guy tonight that I'm really looking to see get some touches. Looked like he was flying around out there during warm-up. So see how he gets in there. And then obviously, Kevin, just watching that offensive line. Do you block down correctly? Do you have guys double team when they're supposed to double team, or do you have some missed assignments tonight? And then how do you recover from that? I think those are the areas that I'm really circling.
Yeah, Aaron Mallard, if he follows in the footsteps of the guys ahead of him, Christian, it's like the Jack Ganems and those, you're like, you look down at the end of the night, you're like, dude, quietly, he had 50 yards rushing, 80 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. What happened?
Yep.
And so it's just one of those do-it-all guys. You are right there. I think on defense, I think I'm looking in the middle. We understand we probably aren't going to see Larson Little tonight. So what does that mean for those guys on the inside? You have Jaden Houston going to be in there, Rasheem Jackson. Those are 2 guys who are juniors, who are Jaden Houston, a senior, and Jackson, a junior, who haven't got a lot of varsity playing time, but are following into a proud tradition of, you play middle linebacker at BC, there's a couple of things you have to do if you want to carry that tradition on, Christian. You know what they are that I'm going to say. You have to tackle extremely well, and you have to run side to side extremely well. And can we see those 2 guys do that tonight?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Rasheem Jackson, but the guy, Jaden Houston, I mean, son of defensive coordinator Galen Houston, and he's as serious as they come. Like 34-year-old businessman and a high schooler's body. Like Dave talked about it, he's like, man, I kind of want to loosen up a little bit and just let it fly. But he is so focused and so intent on being as good as he can be. I'm really excited to see him get a larger role defensively. And he's been one of those guys who he's so well attuned to what's being asked of him. He's played a lot of different positions defensively. Can he settle in and play a linebacker spot where he really gets some run and can get comfortable? But I think you start with Larson Little, and he's the guy who's going to end up with 150 tackles at the end of the year. And there always seems to be one, but it's really, really nice having him back. I mean, you just go up the middle. Okay, we talk about it in baseball all the time, but you saw it on football. You go Cam Cody, Larson Little, Kai Williams, and then / Wyatt Estabrook back there. Bill, your defense is feeling pretty solid.
Just one more before we have to step aside here, Christian. Wyatt Estabrook, one to watch, really came on as the season progressed. If you remember in the playoffs, had a couple of big hits, couple of big interceptions,
right?
And you're like, he's starting to bring the lumber back there from his safety spot. We'll watch him, how he transitions into his senior season, and going to get obviously a lot of playing time out there as well. The Wildcats are on the field. The cadets captains are out on the sideline. Haven't seen the rest of the cadets emerge from the locker room, but we'll step aside, come back, and count you down to kickoff. This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show right here. Watch BC Sports.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Boys to Men.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium here in Kingsland, Georgia, as we count it down towards kickoff tonight. Christian Gokel, I'm Kevin Thomas. Glad you are with us while we have a second. Remember to subscribe. Watch BC Sports there on YouTube, and every Friday night, every coach's show, and anything in between we do regarding the cadets and their athletic program, you will get notified right away. And, of course, we'd love to see you guys out there each and every Friday night. Cadet Nation truly is maybe Cadet Global when you hear folks tuning in and dialing in each and every Friday night from parts all over the globe. And we appreciate you tuning in and listening with us each and every Friday night. I hope you have as much fun doing it as Christian and I do being a part of this team and this program. So tonight we're waiting for the cadets to emerge from the locker room. They got the captains across the way. The cadets going to wear all white tonight with the maroon letters and numbers, maroon helmet, and the maroon stripe. Camden in that kind of offset blue combo. If you're unfamiliar with it, they have the dark navy blue powdered up against that Carolina blue, and then they got the white numbers and white pants tonight, but dark blue helmets with a Carolina blue paw on the side of it, and if you're familiar with LSU and their eye of the tiger in the middle, this is the eye of the Wildcat. Is done in powder blue and dark navy blue on the AstroTurf here tonight. So there's a quick look at the uniform combo. As always, you look good, you play good, you play good. You hopefully win at the end of the night. I left that part out. Although they pay good is becoming a increasingly talking point across the college ranks as well. Here come the cadets trotting out of the locker room. Christian Gokel, and we're about a minute and a half away from getting started, and we will get our first look. We'll see if they win the toss at Stephen Cannon, senior edition here in 2025 to lead the cadets offense.
Yeah, Kevin, and it's just one of those matchups where it's two programs that have won the championships and have been consistently great programs. And BC with a classic uniform, Camden, don't know that they've changed their uniform in 20, 30 years. So it's
right.
It's one of those classic matchups, and it's really cool to see them. Maybe one day get to see them in the regular season, but even in a scrimmage, it's always amazing to get down here to Chris Gilman Stadium. Just a lot of history, a lot of great football players have been on this field.
And final talking point before we get started tonight, Christian, no contact on the quarterbacks tonight. So a little two-hand touch, if you will, for the quarterbacks tonight. So just keep that in mind. I know there's times when you say, oh, somebody got sacked. Well, had it been a real game, they probably would have kept running and maybe gotten out of a tackle there. So just keep that in mind as well as we move throughout the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, and I know it always makes things a little bit clunky, especially with as much as mobile quarterbacks are a part of today's offenses. I think specifically probably more for Camden County, but it's keep the quarterback safe. We all know how that can go.
So you got your captains tonight, JoJo Sutton, who's in street clothes, going to be Bubba Frazier, looks like Parker Lewis, and trying to see who that was on the other side too. That's Makai Williams. So your captains tonight for this scrimmage against Camden County.
We got Parker Lewis out there in his first time full pads as a captain.
He might be depending on how this coin toss goes, Christian, might be the first person to touch the football potentially.
He's a soccer captain.
So they are going through the coin toss here. Again, a reminder, next week you are on the road in Colquitt County against the Packers there in Moultrie. And then 2 weeks from now, BC will have their first home game against the Wolves of Buford. And we'll have those, of course, for you right here on Watch BC Sports. Again, no video tonight. I will say because of Camden County at their request. Yeah. So that is why we have no video tonight for the scrimmage. But we'll keep you up as things are going here tonight. Cadets still waiting to run out on the field. The horn went off a couple minutes ago, but I guess they're waiting for the coin flip to finish up. Then we'll be ready to go. I haven't seen who's guess the officials are going through their pregame ritual as well as preseason. It's taking a long time to do the coin flip here tonight.
It's a scrimmage for everybody. But I'll say this, Kevin, radio only tonight. But sometimes it's good to read a book, and sometimes it's good to listen to the radio. Just close your eyes, picture the field. Kevin can hit us with that. We're going left or right.
That's right.
Got BC in the white with the maroon tops.
Mostly in the shadows here. We are staring directly into the sunshine.
We're facing west, I can tell you that.
So if we struggle, there are some new numbers out there. Some youngsters have got some different numbers on than they did a season ago. But at least the first probably 15 minutes, we'll be squinting due west here at Chris Gilman Stadium.
And if I yelp, it's probably because A.J. DePhillips hit me. He was kind enough to share his press box booth with us. Very similar to what happened at Wayne County last year. So I said, if you hear me kind of yelp and collapse, it's because he was celebrating a touchdown and took me out.
So the coin toss is over. Honesty will compel me to say that I was squinting and did not see who won the coin toss. So we will know that here momentarily after the cadets come out on the field. But again, Christian, tonight you want to see crispness from both sides of the football and execution, understanding the play call, getting lined up correctly. I think a lot of the returning guys know that, but you get some new guys like, hey, are you where you're supposed to be in the formation, lined up right and ready to go? So keep our eyes on that. I would expect some penalties offensively just from new guys. Nervousness, maybe getting some new situations they haven't practiced at full speed, potentially.
Right. I'm not going to say you want the officials to be lenient, but I mean, this is one of those ones where you're probably not going to get a holding call.
That's right.
Every single drive. But yeah, procedure, definitely something on the menu tonight. Just guys jumping a little bit early, getting the snap count. Really, really solid turnout fan-wise for both sides. I'd say about a couple hundred fans in the stands for BC and about 60-70% capacity on the home side for Camden. So both of these programs are very excited about what their teams have on the field this year.
Camden won the toss and is deferred to the second half. So BC going to get this first, and you love to see it. A big dude wearing 96 is going to kick it off for Camden County, back deep for the cadets. It will appear into the sun. Looks like Bubba Frazier and I would guess Stanley Smart, though I can't see all the way around here on the near side.
Curious if they go full action on the kickoff. Sometimes they'll just like let them go through the motion, kick it, fair catch or something, or run it out and then set it up at the 20.
So it is Bubba Frazier. And we are waiting to get ready to go. Oh, number 13. I was like, it says number 3, and I know that's not right. That will be Aaron Mallard back deep for BC. Didn't see that 1 hanging over there. I was like,
you don't think LaDavian Guyton can return?
Pretty sure he's not returning kicks. So here we go for this preseason scrimmage. Camden and Benedictine as BC football presented by Cash and Carry is underway. He's going to be caught at the 18, across the 20, 25, 30, and out to the 32. I believe that's going to be Stuart Dunn. And this will be our first look at Stephen Cannon and company. Christian, we talked about it. Stephen Cannon, part of that 4x100 relay team, won a state championship and maybe one of the fastest offensive units we've seen at BC. I know that's saying a lot, but we'll see how it plays out.
We talked about it. It's almost like he's Rajon Rondo, and he's just surrounded by NBA All-Stars. It's really fun to watch. And in Kevin, true BC fashion, we come out under center.
Yeah. Stephen Cannon wearing the maroon jersey tonight. Everybody else in all white. Here is an end around off the right side to Josh Washington. He's tripped up, going to lose probably a half a yard. It'll be second down and 10.5.
Yeah, look, he had a hole and made a cut and just slipped. I know we had a rain shower come in about 15, 20 minutes before the game kicked off, and Phil is probably still a little bit slick because the sun's going down. Hasn't really had a chance to hit it.
So here we go. We got 4 wide now for the cadets. Cannon out in a shotgun. Man in motion. They'll give it to Bubba here near side. Bubba across the 35, across the 40, on the street 45. That'll be a first down as he dives out of bounds at the 48 and move the chains. Brought to you by BC Brothers Moving once again here in 2025. So a first down for the cadets on 2 really base base plays for the offense.
And you already see what BC's offense is going to be, and it always has been, is under center, and then you keep the same guys on the field but go 4 wide, and you're just as dangerous. And that time, Bubba Frazier, it looks like he's put on some muscle, just able to get through a couple tackles right there.
Stanley Smart offset to the left. They'll give it to Stanley right ahead. He'll push and get turned around at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, BC just kind of got whipped on the line right there. Left guard got pushed back. I think that was Colin Ward.
Again, no seniors or juniors, maybe just one junior on that offensive line right now. So a lot of young guys getting some early snaps for BC. So Twins here to the short side. Cannon out of a shotgun. First time we're going to see Cannon throw it. Steven rolls to his right, and he's going to let it rip up the right side. Had Bubba Frazier wide open, caught it. And at the 15-yard line, he had to wait on it, and he had his man beat. That's a first down, and move it down inside the red zone. And the arm looks good, Christian.
Yeah, and Bubba Frazier at that time just carrying his route upfield. I cut it off, saw Stephen Cannon get outside the pocket, carried it up the sideline. And if Stephen Cannon had seen it half a second earlier, that's a touchdown. But still, like you said, showing up the arm strength there on the run, able to get it to Bubba Frazier and set BC up.
Same formation here for the Cadets. They'll give it to Smart off the right side, and Stanley going to get inside the 15 to the 14. So give him one off the right tackle there.
Yeah, Camden made an adjustment that time. They dropped a safety down into the box and kind of with like a bare front now that you're inside the red zone, and just had 5 guys, 6 guys coming at the run right there.
So this will be trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right side. And Cannon's got Stanley Smart off to his left, 3-man front by the Wildcats. A little quick out. Bubba Frazier catches it underneath inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a quick turnaround route and gave it right to him.
I don't even know if that was an RPO. I think that was just Cannon reading the coverage. You had off coverage from the corner, and Bubba Frazier just a quick stop route, and the ball was out of Stephen Cannon's hands almost as soon as it hit him.
So this will be a 3rd down and 4 from the 9 as Cannon goes under center. They go flex bone with 1 wide receiver out to the left. Cannon takes the snap. They'll give it Josh Washington off the right side. Inside the 5's got a first down. It'll be 1st and goal as Josh pushes ahead to they'll give him the 2.5. So this will be 1st and goal. And right now, trying to get that run game going, Christian. And after the first couple, it seems like starting to settle in here on this first drive.
When it's inside, outside, over the top, BC just in Camden all over.
So here's Cannon under center. They'll give it to Josh Washington again. And then somebody, they're going to say offsides against Camden. So give him another yard.
Yes. All right, here we go.
So nothing hurt there. 1st and goal. And let's see. The head official is talking to Danny Britt. But it looked like the indication was it was offsides against Camden.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they're talking to Danny Britt. Obviously, you take the 2 feet and move on.
Well, I think Danny's probably saying, hey, let us run the play. It looked like about to get in the end zone. Let us run the play. We'll stop.
Yeah. So now they come in flexbone once again. 1 receiver up top is going to be.
They should run the clock too. There you go.
It looks like that's going to be Ron Mallard up top. And they went off the right side. A flag comes in late. That was Josh Washington, ran the same play. They wanted to fumble, but a flag is down. It looks like this is going to go against Camden.
I think maybe face mask.
Saw a Camden defender kind of dropping his arms on his thigh pads there as to say, come on, guys. So haven't got the indication as of yet. Face mask personal foul against Camden, so that'll be a first down.
And Camden's 6A football team, and they got a lot of beef up front, and they got it all in the middle.
So you got a couple of bigger guys in there for BC right now. Bennett Conaway, a senior tight end, manning on that left side out of the flex bone. They'll run motion near side, straight ahead, touchdown Stanley Smart.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium. We had a microphone get knocked out there on the touchdown.
AJ Phillips got excited.
Yeah, he did. So this will be
Big John
Britton doing the kickoffs. So let's see how he handles that. Dude, Parker Lewis got it up and in there. And a good 90s reference from over my shoulder. And here's the kickoff from Britton, and comes down at the 10, and they'll run it out. And across the 15 to the 20 before he spun around. Who made that tackle? It looks like number 12, Ben Kleinpeter, with the tackle on that kickoff. And we'll see Camden County here for the first time, and the cadet defense for the first time, which is our first look here at LaDamian Guyton on the field for Benedictine. Camden County, their quarterback, a new quarterback in Antoine Williams, a senior. William Jackson, 6'4", 207. He's wearing the baby blue jersey tonight. Everybody else in the dark navy blue. Camden will come out in a 4-wide shotgun. He's got a running back on his hip. That's Antoine Williams. BC in a 3-man front. They'll walk Guyton up on the outside.
Kevin, find the 5-star.
And he drops back into coverage here. Let's see. So Guyton going to drop back in coverage. They'll give it straight ahead and stuck in a hole, but dragging a linebacker for a couple of yards. That was Houston on the tackle, but not till he gets to the 25 and gain a 2.
Yeah, just going straight up the middle, Kevin. Nice job there. BC really just with 3 guys on the defensive line, able to stop that one for only 3.
Yeah, you can see Guyton going to play that kind of third Scroggins kind of role there.
Yeah, and he slipped too. I think it's a little bit of a slick track right now for everybody.
So here's Jackson out of a shotgun. And he'll take the snap, look near side, hit as he throws, incomplete. And who was that? LaDamian Guyton getting the 2-hand touch, maybe a little extra, little push.
Yeah,
let him know he was there.
Hey, brother.
I can't hit you yet, but I'm going to let you know I was here.
We know you could get him. You got to hit him. But, I mean, untouched off the edge, and they were trying to account for him. He's just so fast. But a good job by the secondary right there. Larson Little led the way, stopping that bubble screen.
So here is
big third down.
Third down here. So out of a shotgun here is William Jackson. Trips here to the near side. They'll run a screen here to the short side. BC stuffs that out and reads it well. That is Houston again with the tackle at the 26. So gain of 1, and now a flag comes out. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, a little extra right there.
And I don't know if that was on BC or not.
It was right in front of the Camden bench, so you know how that one usually goes.
I don't know if that was for the – after he got up, he was kind of nodding his head. I don't know if he was saying something, but let's see what the call is. Personal foul against BC.
Yeah, don't know who that was on, but –
almost somebody came in and shoved somebody late or something.
There's just about 20 guys right there because they're about to sit on their punt team too.
So that'll bring up a first down now for Camden. The ball will go all the way out. Still walking out to the 42-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 42.
And there's a really good series right there, Kevin. And how many times does that come back to bite you where you get a 3 and out and then all of a sudden you extend the drive for them?
We got Amari Burse in at corner up there on the top. He's the backup quarterback where we were told he might see some snaps, and he's out there. Here's the snap, and to give, they're going to read the belly straight ahead, and there's Guyton with a heads-up tackle at the 45, a gain of 2 off the left side. And, boy, he just closed it down. They kind of countered against the grain, and he held his own, Christian.
And the running back did a good job following his block, like you said. They act like they were running right, pulled the counter left, and he kind of scraped down his line. And if Guyton wasn't there, that would have gone for a bigger play. But he did a really good job setting the edge. But good job by the 3 down linemen right now for the Cadets. Really, really earning their money right now.
2nd down, we'll call it 8 here for Camden County. This is William Jackson with Williams off to his right. Twins either side for the Wildcats. Low snap is dug out. They run straight ahead, and there's big Cam Cody back at the 44, throwing him down. They'll give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage at the 45, but that'll bring up third down. As you can see, moving bodies along the front there. And Christian, we didn't talk about him in the pregame that much, but how good is it to see Isaac Scott back out there helping move guys along that defensive front?
Yeah, Isaac Scott, Cam Cody with the tackle right there. Gavin Smith looks good. And the front four right now just violent for the Cadets.
They've got Guyton here to the short side. Here's the snap, the throw up the near sideline, incomplete.
Great coverage.
Running step for step up the near sideline is Jonathan Black, one of those new corners we were talking about, Christian, and he had great coverage there up the near sideline.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones, Kevin, where they say it's a 50-50 ball throwing the fade out there, but for a defender, especially with as touchy as officials can be about pass interference, it's a really hard one. He did a great job just staying, trusting his speed, and watching the receiver's eyes, and when the ball came to his hands, the receiver reached up, just swatted it away.
Camden going to punt. Mackay, Williams, and Bubba Frazier back deep. High snap, and they're going to run it near side, and he'll pop it up in the air. A short punt, and everybody trying to get away from it. It takes a BC bounce and touched up at the Cadet 25 there on the punt. BC will take over 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, and then that's where BC will take over drive number 2. So again, some early season Christian stuff you're trying to work out. That one was the one where it hung up, and then it was like if everybody's get away from it. And BC almost had a couple of guys hanging around a little too long there.
And I think if this wasn't a scrimmage, there's about 3 guys for the Cadets who could have blocked it, but they all held up and let the punter get it off, and then it turned into a dangerous situation for BC where if that ball hits somebody, it's a turnover. But you bring in Fogarty at the offensive line, which allows you to move some other coaches to different roles, one of them being a special teams coordinator. And I think you saw it right there for the Cadets. They had 3 guys running free for a punt block. But, I mean, offense, touchdown.
Yep.
Defense, you had a 3 and out, give up a penalty, another 3 and out.
Right.
And then special teams, you almost block a punt. I mean, it's been a really, really strong 6 minutes for the Cadets.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary as far as play calling from Camden there. But again, they really couldn't get anything going, even running. If you want to say they were running vanilla-based stuff, they couldn't get anything going. You closed down some of the openings rather quickly. So we'll see how it goes here for drive number 2 here in quarter number 1. 6:10 to go. Cadets up 7-0 here in this ball game. Christian, I don't know what the holdup is right here. Danny Britt's out there talking to somebody. Both teams still in their respective huddles close to the sideline. I'm not sure what you could be talking about here.
I do wonder how much of it could just be about the format and what is and isn't allowed right now in the scrimmage, because Danny's not happy about something.
I feel like had that been maybe go live 100% on the punt, they might have had a chance to block that.
Yeah.
You kind of saw some guys get free run and then check up.
Yeah.
So,
but again, a chance you're working in a scrimmage, so there's got to be somebody down there screaming fire, 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 or something, whatever your call is to, hey, run away from where I'm talking to you right now so that ball doesn't hit you.
Whatever you got to say, go away, get away from the football. So they're still talking about it here in their respective huddles. Danny Britt taking the long walk up the BC sideline. So I think he's said what he needed to say. Not sure what we're waiting on otherwise here to keep this game going. Camden looks like they're ready to go.
And officials having a discussion about something, but Kevin, going back to that defensive drive, all 6 plays, it was, and I know you're just excited, you're rearing to hit somebody, but the physicality and just the violence of the defensive line was really, really cool to watch.
Right.
I mean, that's early points for me right there.
So offensive possession number 2 at some point here for Benedictine. We got a lot of, now we're talking here on the near side. Maybe they're trying to get clarification on what was agreed upon. They're talking with.
And now they're moving the football back, so I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Travis Rowland who, if that's who he's talking. I think it is. So they're talking to Travis Rowland, the Camden coach. The ball's been moved back to the BC 12.5. And I'm guessing that's where they're going to say, I didn't see a flag come out, and maybe both coaches were trying to unsportsmanlike against BC. So 2 kind of extracurricular penalties. If we started it from the time that play ended to the time we got the call, that's got to be what, like 3-4 minutes?
Right.
So, and we're still standing around on each sideline. I'm not sure why we aren't playing right now. But Camden's acting like they're ready to go. BC's kind of hanging out on their sideline. So 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go here. And now here comes the Camden defense. And now the BC offense runs out with Stephen Cannon in tow. 7-0 our score. That sun is about 5 minutes from getting behind those trees over there, Christian. Unfortunately, as we got 3 wides for BC. Here's Cannon with the snap. They'll give it out the right side. Here's Smart turning the corner. 15, runs over man at the 20, pushes ahead to the 22, and that's going to be very close to a first down. I think it's going to be second and very short here for the Cadets.
Yeah, outside zone play, and we talked about him in the pregame. Aaron Mallard playing slot right there. He had a really good block to kind of spring that one. So that's the stuff you're looking for in a scrimmage like this.
So second down and about 1.5 feet. Cadets 4 wide in a shotgun. Cannon will put a man in motion. Give it to Bubba. Bubba trying to get to the corner. He will get across the 25, 30, and run out of bounds there. He'll have a first down. Move the chains. Brought to you by BC Brothers Moving.
Yeah.
And there's another first down for BC.
And here's one of the things with a scrimmage where you know the quarterback's not going to run is that could have very easily been a veer where Stephen Cannon pulls that and runs right up the gut. But Camden knows they don't have to account for him, so they can kind of play 11 on 10 in the run game. But BC's still able to get the edge right there, and now we're backing it up.
Yeah, they had the ball too far ahead. He ran out at the 30. They put it down at the 35.
Well, Kevin.
Preseason for the officials as well. So Cannon will go under center out of a flex bone, receiver to either side. He'll give it. This is going to be off the right side. That's Mallard. Mallard across the 30 to the 31. Great second effort. They're just going to give him the line of scrimmage, but probably good enough that he got back there, had to break a couple of tackles on his own just to get that far.
Yeah, a little misdirection. That was just a good job by the inside linebacker staying home, and he sealed his edge, or that's probably a touchdown, but just got to tip your cap sometimes. That was a really nice play by the linebacker.
So twins either side here for the Cadets. They're staring down a very kind of similar look to themselves. Camden with 3 guys on the defensive front, 3 linebackers. They'll walk a extra defensive back out there. Here's the snap to Cannon. Cannon looks short, throws it to Bubba. It is caught. They'll mark him up to the 33. Just a little quick comeback route. Little outside from Bubba, who reached and got it, Christian. Otherwise, probably 4, 5, 6 yards on that.
I think Steven thought he was going to stop at 3. Bubba thought he was going to stop at 5, and Steven threw to 3. So it could have gone for more, but still able to pick up some positive yards right there. And we saw that last year a lot where if teams are just going to back up 10 yards, BC's just going to flip it out to the flat and try to pick up what they can.
So same formation, only difference is Smart to the right side of Cannon on 3rd and 7. Camden showing blitz. Here they come. Cannon on a straight drop looking. He'll step up in the pocket. He's got some room, and he will have the first down before the missed a 2-hand touch. What did they say? They was down?
It's even if you just get a finger on the quarterback, they're going to mark you down.
In a real game, that's a first down.
Yes.
They never even came close to touching him. So I think Danny Britt saying nobody touched him. How are we going to mark guys down, even 2-hand touch rules, and nobody touched him? And so now BC is going to have to punt the football. So score that as a successful drive if you're BC, Christian, because that game situations, you still have the football.
Correct. And again, it's just one of the weird things about scrimmages like this where they're going to kill it. But you do get a chance now, Kevin. You want to see the punt team work a little bit. You got another new guy out there. So
yeah, this is going to be John Brenton. He's going to be the first guy to handle the punting. He got the kickoff duties when BC kicked off a few minutes ago. Here's the snap.
Good clean hands.
He'll step into one. Nice line driving spiral. Going to come down at the 25 of Camden. And BC there to wrap him up at the 30 after a gain of about 5 yards. So good kick. Good coverage. I think if you're working on that in the weeks to come, maybe a little more hang time, Christian, but all in all, gave your team enough time to get down there and make a tackle. 7-0. Cadets out front, 3:35 to go. Their defense is coming on the field. And now the Wildcats, their second go at it. And again, both these teams will play first team units first, second quarter, and then I have agreed to give them each a drive each in the third quarter before giving away to some second team guys. BC and the 3-down lineman. They've got Guyton here standing straight up on the edge. Camden has gone twins up top stacked, and they'll kind of offset pistol here for Camden on first down. Here's the snap, low, dugout, and going nowhere. Big Cam Cody and company all up in there. That was Isaac Scott on the tackle, actually. And they were moving guys up front. That's a 3-on-5, Christian, and you're winning with 3 right now.
Well, you kind of rotate to a 4, and that was the difference. Is last time Guyton was kind of dropping off a lot in coverage or just kind of playing that outside zone. That time you kind of shift over into a 4-man front with Guyton doing a stand-up end, and I don't think Camden is ready for it. But those starting 3 with their hands in the dirt are really, really playing well for the Cadets.
So here's Jackson out of a shotgun for Camden. He'll put a man in motion to the far side as they go left to right. Give straight ahead to Williams. He's met in the hole, and that was going to be Isaac Scott again. And who was the linebacker that stepped up and got him? That was Rasheen Jackson.
Yeah, really nice tackle there by Jackson. And again, BC is bringing the shoulder pads and the lumber every single time.
Stack trips close in here on 3rd down and 12. Here's the snap. Jackson looking over. The middle, picked off. There's Makai Williams, and that's going to be a touchdown as he's got a convoy up the far sideline. And that's a touchdown. Pick 6, Makai Williams in the scrimmage. Camden has a man down. One of their offensive linemen, but hey, defensive pick 6, and BC leads it 13-0.
I just gotta let Kevin do the talking because I thought for all the world the quarterback had made that tackle, but who am I to doubt Makai Williams when he gets the ball in his hands?
Does the quarterback get the 2-hand touch if he has to make a tackle? I was just wondering.
But I mean, like a heat-seeking missile from center field, Makai Williams able to pick that one off, and you had him an obvious passing situation after really good stops on 1st and 2nd down. And they just try to run a post over the middle, and Makai Williams got it. And like we saw time and time again, Wyatt Esterbrook, Makai, anybody in the secondary, they get their hands on the ball, they're thinking end zone.
So they are tending to a young man down there on the grass, 24, 25-yard line. Can't see who it is, one of those offensive linemen, Christian. You hate to see that in a scrimmage. And I know BC, and we've seen teams all around the state have unfortunate injuries in preseason scrimmages, and football, Christian, one of those where you're darned if you do, darned if you don't. You can't halfway do football, as you know.
Correct.
Christian, it's like you can't just go out there and say, go play now.
And it's a really hard spot to be in as an offensive lineman, too, on a quick switch like that, where you're getting hit and you're trying to move downfield. All of a sudden, it's coming back the other way. You just get rolled up. So glad to see that young man's up.
So Camden, they're going to say he didn't score.
That's what I thought. I thought they might have.
Oh, no, it's a point after.
Okay.
I saw Steven out there and forgot he was holding. Yeah. I was
So the last one, Parker Lewis got it through, but it looks like he got under it a little bit. He knows how to drive a ball. It's just a little bit different kicking off the tee.
Let's
see how this one looks.
More of a pop-up style, that last one.
There
you go. That one looks much better and driven right through there for Parker Lewis. It's 14-0. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here at Chris Gilman Stadium. Cadets up 14-0 here in the first quarter, and it will be John Brenton handling the kickoff once again. So we'll see if they switch roles come second quarter. But Brenton with a decent kickoff, his first time up, our first look at him. And here's kickoff number 2. Drives it right up the left hash, gets it down around the 5. So got some leg on him. And Camden going to run it out across the 20, 25, busted coverage, and this thing could go. And up across the 50, 40, 35, and knocked out of bounds. A saving tackle I believe that was
Aaron Mallard.
Aaron Mallard saved the touchdown there, so they run it back. Heck, Brenton was trying to mix it up over there on the far sideline, and Camden's going to have great field position, 1st and 10 from the BC 26 after a huge return, and that'll be a bugaboo in Danny Britt's crawls. He's coaching the special team, so cannot score a touchdown and then allow them to come all the way back and start on our 26.
I think it's two things. You want Brenton to be able to put that ball in the end zone. That's number one, and it's something you're going to work for. But number two is you got to stay in your lanes. And BC kind of got congested into the middle of the field, and that one popped. But Aaron Mallard coming from the opposite side of the field to make that tackle.
So here's William Jackson out of a pistol look. They'll bunch, same formation they threw the pick on last time. Bunch trips here to the right, which is the wide side of the field. One lone receiver up top. And then Antoine Williams offset. Here's the snap. He'll fling it out in the flat, a little bubble route. And tackle made by Estabrook inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Very close to a first down. It'll be second and short.
Yeah, Jonathan Black at his corner spot tried to get around to make that tackle, but you just got to eat up that block.
So BC getting late, lined up. Now they're there. Here's the snap. They'll go straight ahead, and a flag comes in. Cam Cody going to wrap him up. He got some help. That was, who's that? Houston. Or excuse me, Jackson. It's going to take me a minute to get these number changes down, Pat.
Well, they're not helping you with the rolled-up jerseys either, Kevin.
Yeah, that's true. I only see half of a number.
Like Cam Cody's got that triple X on, so 55, even if it's rolled up, you can see it. But when the linebackers start doing it, that gets tough.
It could be 88 for all I know. I don't know. False start against Camden, so that'll back them up. So I'll make it 2nd and 5 3/4. Unless if you're BC, do you want to wave it off and get you a short yardage defense here?
I think you take the 5.
I only say it because of the scrimmage situation. Camden going to bring in some beef here. They're bringing their big defensive tackle, Jacarius Holzendorf. Going to play out there on extra offensive lineman.
That's a long 5 yards.
They said false start, correct?
Yeah, this is like a 10-yard penalty.
Like 15. It was 2nd and 2. Now they're back behind the sticks. Yeah, I think, right now, I think Travis Rowland's going, can we count, fellas? You said false start. We were way up there. And now we're, look at him. He's like, it was 2nd and 1, and now it's 2nd and 15 off of a false start. How does that happen? And now we're going to have a meeting by committee to figure out how to officially mark off
a 5-yard penalty, and then they added another one on, and then they did it one more time for good measure.
So I don't. Whatever they said to Travis Rowland, he doesn't seem to be too happy about it.
The center.
Now they're going to fix it. Okay.
All right. So wait. I'm just going to put it down somewhere.
School did start this week, so
I'm just going to put it down somewhere.
1 minus 5 is
-4.
Yeah, -15. So it'll be 2nd down here for Camden. We're pretty sure.
There we go.
There we go. Now we're ready. This is Jackson out of a shotgun here. They got the beef pulling to the left. They'll throw back right underneath, is caught and tackled by Estabrook at the 14, shoved him out of bounds. That should be enough for a Camden first down. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats there as BC's defense in their first kind of red zone defensive situation here tonight.
Yeah, and again, they're just going at Black, number 20, at corner, and he keeps trying to get to the outside, but you just got to stick up there and eat that block and let the rest of your guys get there. Just kind of like you say, tell your nose tackle to just make a pile.
Jackson out of a shotgun. They'll snap it to him, give it to over the middle, and caught touchdown. That was an excellent throw. And Mekhi Williams is down holding that hamstring. Hopefully it's just a cramp. He went up high to try to knock it down. And they're going to stretch out the leg of Mekhi Williams. But that was, Christian, a great throw by William Jackson. They looked right. Everybody flowed and threw it back on a slant coming across from the left.
And Camden's got some talented guys at receiver, and that time just a quick slant, and he beat his man to the inside, and the safety, Mekhi, just a little late rotating over, and just a perfectly layered pass. And it was out of there quick because BC was in the backfield again.
Mackay is up and walking gingerly. And again, you see that a lot in South Georgia in the first 2-3 weeks of, hey, it's hot and humid, even though it's not that hot tonight. But
and he's done a lot of
the
running.
Dehydration will sneak up on you.
50-yard pick six, and then immediately back on the field.
So 14-6, BC still leads. A minute 10 to go here in the quarter. And now the point after by the Wildcats. So Wildcats answer with a big kickoff return. So here is the point after. The kick is up and right through there. 14-7 our score.
No
this
good.
is, they say you missed it?
Missed it right.
I got to work on my eyesight here, Christian. It looked like it went in there. We'll come back. This is BC football presented by Cash and Carry.
Cash and Carry wants to buy your car. New, used, running or not. Miles don't matter. We pay cash on the spot. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Call today. Cash and Carry, where your car turns into cash.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium. 14-6 our score. Again, quarter number 1 of this preseason scrimmage. BC, again, scored a touchdown. They have a pick six. And really, Christian, their second offensive possession only stalled due to a two-hand touch that maybe didn't happen. And then had you played tackle to the ground football, the drive would have continued just inside Camden County territory. So I'm going to guess Camden got called for a penalty after the point after because they're kicking from the 25 instead of the 35.
Yeah, I don't think the officials have microphones tonight, so we don't get a call when they elect to do something.
So BC should get great field position regardless how this kick turns out. And you've got Stanley Smart and Bubba Frazier back deep here for the Cadets.
And a lot of things happening that obviously you don't want to happen, but it's good to get the situation.
Sure.
If anything, quick switch on that pick six, and then you have the long kickoff return, giving up first downs in the red zone. That's the stuff you want to learn right now.
A pooch kick up the near side, going to be caught at the 30, 35. Across, breaks a tackle at the 40. Still on his feet, 45, out to the 46. Nice return. That was made by, was that
Dontre
who was
Ford?
that?
Yeah, Dontre Ford.
Yeah, Dontre Ford. I don't think they want him to catch that
I was about to say,
football.
only problem with that is he muscled it away from Aaron Mallard. And the two guys back there, Bubba Frazier and Aaron Mallard, those are the ones. Listen, my man, Mr. Ford, I'm sure you're
got to know your personnel, right?
You're an athlete, and you can score touchdowns. Your time will come. Right now, they want 13 and 4 touching the football. But hey, listen, Kevin, when it's your time, you got to take advantage.
Just got to get it on tape. Show Coach what I can do.
I'm taking it.
So here's Smart, offset of Cannon, who's got 4 wide standing in front of him. 3 down linemen for the Wildcats. They'll put a man in motion. That's Mallard. Here's Cannon rolling to his right. He's going to be, oh, my goodness gracious. 2-hand touch and then kind of rolled up around the back of the helmet. That's not going to make people happy.
Yeah, you're trying to do a sprint out right there, and Mallard, the guy you sent in motion to go into trips, was supposed to get out, and he gets caught up in another route, and Stephen Cannon nowhere to go and has to eat the sack. That's a sack in a regular game, too.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go.
All right, cool. What can you do with 2nd and 20?
Yep, so put your offense in that situation.
They did it on purpose.
Yeah, quads, twins either side here for the Cadets. Cannon going to do a quick check here of the routes. And out of a shotgun, here's the snap. Cannon on a straight drop. Going to be flush from the pocket, lets it go, and incomplete. Are they going to say he got sacked?
Yep.
And, yeah, they're going to say he got 2-hand touched. And whoever for Camden's fired up about that 2-hand touching. So it'll be 3rd down and a long ways to go.
Yeah, that's a sack, so the clock should be running. I'm curious if they end up getting this one off.
13.9. They got it stopped right now.
Official hasn't given the indication to run it. And now timeout Camden.
Camden called timeout. Sometimes in the preseason you get a little interesting with the clock running to get an extra play or two in there. So timeout here for BC. Let's catch our breath here, Christian, with 16 seconds left ish to go. Thoughts so far? I mean, offensive line, I think for BC, by and large, you got sacked on a couple of rollouts here, but by and large has done okay. Maybe you'd like to see him a little more push in the run game, but hey, so far, I think you have to be, I'm not going to say A+, but you got to be satisfied, I think, with kind of what you're seeing so far.
Yeah, I think the first drive, especially this one, and there have been some times where you slip up in the run game and there's guys getting through, but all in all, first time this unit's played together live action, it's been strong, but again, always room for improvement. You just don't know how different this looks live fire, where Stephen Cannon's a viable threat, potentially running the football. What kind of lanes does that open up in the run game? And then the passing game as well, where he knows, I think in his head a little bit, he's got to pull the trigger a little bit quicker. I don't know that it's a fair evaluation right now for that offensive line, but I'll say B- right now.
Third and 28 here for BC with 13.9. Let's see what they dial up here.
I'm gonna have Bubba Frazier run really fast, and then you throw it up.
Yeah, out of 4 wides here. Here's the snap. Cannon on a drop. They throw it underneath. Josh Washington couldn't hang on, and he was getting pressured quickly on the turnaround throw, and that'll be 4th down, and the Cadets will have to punt here with about 9 seconds left to go here in the quarter. And that should mean, Christian, will we see John Brenton back there to punt again? Yes, we do. So last time gave his team enough time to get down there. Maybe like to see a little, I mean, just not going to kick it as high as.
What you got to be careful for is BC going punt safe here. Watch out for a big return.
And so here's the snap to Brenton. A nice snap. Camden coming after it. A kick. He lays into it. A hanging spiral going to be caught at the 38. Fair caught. Hey, that'll play.
That works.
That'll play if you're BC.
BC's got a guy down near their sideline.
Hopefully that's just a cramp over there. Is
that Mackay again?
No, it is Cole Henderson, I think. So 3 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Yeah, so we get a little spoiled up here in the air-conditioned booth. It is humid.
And not necessarily hot, but so here comes William Jackson, 6'4", 207 at quarterback for Camden.
It's a good-looking quarterback.
So a big fellow there, starter last year. Parker Rindo is the second string this time around.
Again, Camden's playing the numbers game right now. BC got 6 in the box. Camden has 3 guys out bunched with 2 guys on them.
So here's the snap. The little bubble screen, nicely read and stuck. No gain on the bubble screen, and sticking him right at the buzzer is going to be Jonathan Black. So maybe he learned a little something in the last couple of series.
Don't go outside. Go inside. What a play.
We go to quarter 2. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry here on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium. We start quarter number 2. Cadets leading it 14-6. It'll be 2nd and 12 here for Camden. They'll work right to left. Cadets, conversely, will work left to right here in quarter number 2. And again, we expect to see the starters this quarter and a series each in the third quarter.
Bubba Frazier out. That's one of the boundary corners right now.
Yes, they're getting Bubba some run here on defense. Here's the snap. Looking right up the middle. That should have been a two-hand touch up the middle.
If Stephen Cannon gets sacked with one hand, that should have been a sack.
Yeah. I think that should have been a sack, but they're going to give him a leak out. Jackson's going to end up getting a gain all the way up to the 46, 47-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3.
And BC had two guys in the backfield. They both held up because I think they got a hand on them. But, again, that's a sack in a real game.
So it's 3rd down and 3 here. And here is Jackson. Bubble screen underneath and slipping out of a Guyton tackle. And then Isaac Scott going to hit him at the original line of scrimmage and throw him ahead for 6 inches. So it'll be 4th down and 3 right up near midfield. Let's see if Camden punts this football or if they're going to go for it here early and see if they can convert a 4th down. It's a scrimmage.
And that was great pursuit by BC, and that's the same kind of screen BC runs a lot, so they've seen that in practice before. And I think this is good from Camden. It looks like they're going to punt the football, and you got to treat this like you would a real game. And in this situation, down 8, 11 minutes to go in the first half, I mean, you're punting the football.
So they will trot on their punter, Michael Conley, junior punter.
Great author.
And here, somebody moved for Camden.
They're trying to say
they're going to say offsides on BC, move the chains. Boy, I swear I saw the right tackle move first. But
yeah, they look like a reaction from BC, and that's what Danny Britt saying is they shifted and BC reacted. Once they get set, they can't shift.
That'll give Camden a 1st down. So offsides, move the chains for Camden. They'll send their offense right back out there.
Again, a lot of extensions on these drives by unforced errors for BC.
So trip stack. Camden likes this formation, and maybe they're just trying to work on something out of this, but they're bunching trips here to the wide side of the field. One receiver soloed up top. Jackson going to look back here to the near sideline. Let's see if they're changing to play.
So they're just playing the numbers game.
They're trying to spread BC out. Here's the snap. They'll give it straight ahead and off, kind of sneaking through to the second level is going to be Williams. He'll have the 1st down at the BC 36-yard line. Move the chains. Thought they had him bottled up. Christian kind of broke through off the left side and ended up with a 1st down.
And BC sticking with a too high shell right now, so they have numbers whether they want to throw it out to the flats or run it.
Camden going hurry confused. Up, and they'll run the same play. Again, nope, quarterback. And he'll just fall down at the 30. So give him a gain of 6.
And I don't know how fair that is because none of the defenders are going to react to the quarterback in the run game right now. So nobody thinks he's going to pull the ball out because he can't get hit. It's a little cheeky.
So they'll run it again, and this time slipping out of a tackle. What happened there? There's a flag and a false start against Camden. They were trying to go tempo last couple of plays, Christian. That time it got them.
It's been the same play.
Yeah, just flipping sides of the field.
Well, you get it's triple option basically, just extended. The quarterback can hand it, pull it, or flip it out to the guy in the flat in the bunch formation.
And they're running the bunch to the wide side every time on the off hash.
Some Gus Malzahn. Now they'll go H-back and just 2 wide.
Yeah, they go big H-back. 6'1", 285. Defensive tackle. They'll put him off to the right. As Jackson in a pistol.
Now BC rolls the safety down in the box.
They got bunch twins out here to the left. Here's the snap. They'll run it straight ahead. Try to bounce out to the left side. Cadets are there, but not before.
Got to make that tackle.
He gets a couple of yards, maybe 5 off the left side down to the BC 31. It'll be 3rd down and 5 here for Camden.
Looked like Larson Little was there, ready to wrap up, and the guy just reversed course and was able to bust it out for a pretty big gain.
That's Cole Henderson, I believe. Cole Schumann, excuse me.
Can't tell it's 8 or 6 with the bunch.
Because the Larson is not playing tonight. Yeah. And now we have a timeout on 3rd down.
Quit yelling at me.
8:36 to go here in the second quarter. Cadets leading. Camden is driving. We'll step aside. We are BC football presented by Cash and Carry here on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
To Chris Gilman Stadium, we are in the second quarter, 14-6 our score, 8:36 to go before the half. It's 3rd down and 5, as again we still have the starters out there playing for both squads. This will be William Jackson, again a junior transferred in from down in Florida to Camden County, and he'll take the snap. Somebody moved for Camden, it looked like up top, and running back Jackson will stumble ahead, or that's Williams for a couple. It'll bring up 4th down and short, and I would imagine in this location, Camden going to go for it here. Yep. 4th and 2, why not in a scrimmage?
Down 8, only you're going to play the first half and the first drive of the second half.
So short yardage situation here, 4th and 2 from the BC 27. Here's the snap. They'll throw it out in the flat underneath the bubble screen. Nice open field tackle, but they're going to drag for the first down. And that was Estabrook who came up and grabbed by the ankles. He just drug him that extra 1.5 yards for the first down before help got there. And Camden will move the chains.
Yeah, just an extension of their run playbook right there. Just throwing behind the line of scrimmage, get a lead blocker out in front. Estabrook did a good job to get there, but you got to wrap up and bring him down.
So Stacks, again, they'll do it to the short side. One receiver to the top out of a pistol formation. They'll look, come back near side, and there's a 2-hand touch, Cam Cody. And are they not going to blow it down? What do you got to do? Cam Cody touched him and quit running out at the 45. Danny Britt's going to read him the riot act.
And the official saying you have to touch him with 2 hands, and that hasn't been the case for Stephen Cannon.
Yeah, Danny Britt is beside himself, and I think he's teaching him Spanish, Latin, French over there on the far sideline. And, it's crazy. I mean, he got 2 hands on him. He hit him in the back and stopped running, Christian. I mean, that should have been a sack for 15 yards.
And they're going to give him a 1-yard loss.
Yeah. And Danny Britt is beside himself.
It's just a scrimmage, but come on, guys.
If you're going to have rules, play by the rules.
I mean, Cam Cody got held, was in the quarterback's face, touched him, did his job, and they're like, oh, well, you didn't touch him enough.
And they're going to throw a comeback screen, dropped it, and maybe a little poetic justice there on that. It'll be 3rd down and 11. But, yeah, when you see your defensive tackle do that, kind of everybody quits running because you're like, oh, he's down. And so then you just
the football players did what they were supposed to do.
So, but 4 wides here for Camden Twins either side. BC will flip the defensive front, and they'll put Guyton over here to the short side of the field, standing up in that outside linebacker spot. And he's been a load here early, Christian, for the Camden offensive line. Here's the snap. They will give it out in the flat, going to be caught and hit immediately. Oh, a decleater over there. That is
Black again.
Jonathan Black coming up and laying the wood. It'll be 4th down. And again, just dropped off, read the quarterback, and came up and closed the door. That was a great tackle.
Perfectly executed tackle. The quarterback long throw into the flat right there. And as soon as receiver picked his head up, number 20 was there to lay the lumber. And so now, again, came with a decision made. Looks like they're going to go for it here and be a big win for BC to be able to get off the field right now.
So 4th down at about 7 from the Cadet 21-yard line. Here is William Jackson. He'll drop back into shotgun. They've got twins either side off the right hash. Jackson looking, going to step up in the pocket. They triple hand touched him that time. You had Isaac Scott, you had Cam, Cody, and more. I think they got him with 6 hands right there on the quarterback. That time it'll be a 1st down for BC. 5:55 to go here in the first half. They lead at 14-6. And now the Cadets will take over on the offensive side of the football. So a big defensive stop, and I guess, if you're not going to call it, you're going to make extra sure you got the quarterback down, right?
That's the BC kind of collapsed them and just said, we're going to go take him to the ground.
They went ahead and bear hugged him a couple of times. But, yeah, I mean, that's if you're an official in this situation, Christian, you got to be consistent with that, or somebody's quarterback, they're going to start saying, what do I got to do? You want me to shove him to the ground? And I know the coaches don't necessarily want that. So
you go back to the first quarter, and Stephen Cannon had broken one. If you're just joining us and you weren't with us, Stephen Cannon had broken a run and was going to be able to pick up a first down, but a finger touched Stephen Cannon. They called him down, which if that's the rule,
right,
call it. Cam Cody rips through the center, hits the quarterback clear as day, and then the quarterback keep running, and they go to Cam Cody and say, "Oh, you got to touch it with two hands." It's just be consistent.
Absolutely. 5:55 to go here before the half. And again, it's nice and cool up here in the booth, but you stick a hand outside, you're like, yeah, it's kind of muggy out there. But now BC with a big drive upcoming. And again, this is one of those scenarios, Christian, where you can look at it a couple of ways. 5:55, are you in? You want to see a 2-minute drive here? You want to see a 2-minute execution of your offense? How do you want to handle this right before the half when it's all said and done? So a couple scenarios you can kind of run through here.
I don't know if you are to the kill it 4-minute drive yet. I think you're just executing your offense right now.
Yeah, can you go? I think that was more, can you go tempo and try to put up some points in a couple of minutes? But Cannon going to go under center here with a flex bone look. Here's the snap. And did he fumble the football? I think he did. Yep, Camden's got it. So one play, and I don't know if he ever had the snap there, Christian, as well.
Again, whole new offensive line right now, new quarterback center exchange, and that one, you lost it immediately.
So, yeah, they got let's see where it is. There's a ball laying inside the 20. I'm trying to see where they're going to put this down. They're going to put it at the BC 28. And, again, the way he reacted, I don't know that Steven ever had that football, Christian.
No, I think it was as soon as the snap happened.
So 5:45, and now you got to play defense one more time. And let's see what happens here with this defense. Just made a good stop, and now you got to go right back out there, Christian, and get a job done here.
I mean, it's going to happen in the regular season. You got to be ready for the quick switch, and you got to be able to buckle down when you give up the ball this deep in your territory.
So first team still out. A first down, and they'll tie him up and kind of letting it go before they blow it dead at the 16-yard line. And that'll move the chains for Camden as they're going to go tempo. So Jackson out of a shotgun. They'll bunch here to the wide side once again. Here's the snap. They'll fake inside. Nope, give it inside and thrown backwards. A nice push up front that time. Christian, that was...
Yeah, it's Isaac Scott.
Isaac Scott again getting back there in the backfield.
Isaac Scott and Gavin Smith just meeting at the running back.
So Gavin Smith wearing number 51. Thank you. I did not have that on my roster. So now Camden will flip it. They'll go short side with the bunch trips, and they've got one receiver ISO'd up to the wide side of the field. That will be Sean Green. They'll throw it to him. He spins out of a tackle, and Estabrook saves a touchdown at the 1. And it'll be first and goal for Camden. But Sean Green, a solid junior wide receiver for Camden, and they just threw it out to him. He made a spin move out of a tackle and got down to the 1.
That one just right out of BC's playbook. Bubba Frazier playing off, and they just go with a quick in, and then he sticks his foot in the ground and spins outside. Just kind of routed Bubba up.
So first and goal here from, you're going to say the 2. Camden going to go with an H-back situation, and now Danny Britt wants a timeout.
Put on the burners.
Yeah, he got down there showing off the old speed there for Danny Britt. 4:21 to go here in the quarter. Now 4:17 to go in the quarter. BC calls timeout. Christian will step aside. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry here on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new. Made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company. Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.com.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium. I'm Kevin Thomas. He's Christian Gokel. And Christian, we're just a few minutes away 4:17 to be exact from our Bernard Williams halftime report. But first, Camden's got first and goal from the 2. So Cadet defense backs up against the wall here late in the second quarter. And Camden going to be kind of in a pistol with an H-back off to the left. They're still stacking everybody to one side. They'll give straight ahead. Boy, BC read that. LaDamian Guyton.
What a play.
Did he reach for a touchdown? They're going to give it to him. LaDamian Guyton had him, and you can see him stand up like I had that guy. And he kind of spun as he got hit and stuck the ball out over the goal line for a touchdown.
He had a BC cadet on his back and Guyton, and then he had another one on his legs, and he just kind of rolled off of one into the end zone. But give Camden credit. They've battled their way back.
And they're going to go for 2 to try to tie it up here. And here's the snap. They'll look near side. Nobody covered a man, and, well, that's easy as can be. You had a man lined up here to the short side. That was
I don't think I've ever seen a hurry-up 2-point conversion, but it worked.
David Coleman, and he had a time to make him a cup of coffee before that ball got there, and they tie it up. 14-14 is the score with 4:05 to go here before the half. So Cadets will get the ball back again, trying to execute their offense. It seems like a lot of stuff that's happened here, Christian, been self-inflicted. You fumble on the first snap, give them the ball back, big kickoff return, couple of penalties have kept Camden drives alive. So it's been as much about you extending things as it has been about what Camden's been doing offensively tonight, and for that matter, defensively. I think the only thing you would say maybe could be a little better is the run game, but outside of that, you kind of hurt yourself.
Yeah, definitely self-inflicted wounds, but I think Camden's kind of stiffened up on both lines of scrimmage too. So BC, I mean, you got to kind of take that as a physical challenge.
So you got a couple of guys back here for BC. That's Mallard and looks like Bubba.
Say this is a very different Camden team than the one BC scrimmaged last year. The head coach had just gotten there in the spring and really ran about 3 plays during that scrimmage. This is a team that went 3 rounds into the playoffs last year in 6A. So very talented football team, but BC can't get out of their own way.
I don't know that they've run many more than that here in this one so far. So here's the kickoff right to left for Camden as it's 14 all, and they'll pooch it up, and it's going to come down and hit out of bounds. So BC will take great field position here.
I think they'll take that over Bubba or Aaron touching it.
And so the Cadets will have great field position, and there'll be 4:05 still to go here in the quarter. So, Christian, let's see what happens here with the Cadet offense and see who they try to give the football to. The ball's going to be right in the middle of the field here on, should be up a little farther. And again, in a scrimmage, you don't know sometimes.
Yeah, they're still going to change
you might
that.
say, hey, just give it to us. The 32 is a odd spot to put the ball down on.
Yeah.
But here we go. So let's see. We got 4 wides, twins either side here for the Cadets. Stanley Smart off to the left of Stephen Cannon. 3-man front for the Wildcats. Now Cadets put a man in motion. Here's the snap, and they blew it dead before he got to it. False start against BC. Didn't see who did it, unless they're saying that Mallard moved towards the line of scrimmage in motion. I don't know. But they blew it dead really before Cannon got the football. Danny Britt's even out there, I think, wanting to know what the heck happened. And so he's still talking to the officials.
And somebody moved because they had a nickel blitzing, and he was in the backfield before the snap happened. So, okay, so this is on Camden. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Offsides.
Well, he gave the indication of a false start.
Yeah.
So preseason form. So that'll make it. Well, now they had the line of scrimmage at the 35. They set it down on the 32.
Okay, so they're going to reset this where it was supposed to be and then enforce a penalty against BC?
I guess. So they'll put the ball.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
So basically they lost 3 yards on a false start, which is
No, you lost
insane.
But now it's 1st and 15.
1st and 15 from the 30.
Yeah, man.
So how do you put the I know it's early, but how do you as an official put the ball down on a yard line and not one of the 5s off a kickoff out of bounds? Even if you're wrong, you got to know it's not on the 32. So it's 1st and 15. I'm just saying.
Put that on a shirt. You just got to know it's not on the 32.
Yeah, you just got to know kickoff out of bounds. You don't put it on the 32. I'm just saying. So here's the snap. Cannon on a straight drop, looks over the middle, has a man in and out of the hands. Good coverage. He was looking for Josh Washington on a slant, and that'll be incomplete. It'll bring up second down and 15. So we're all working through it here in the early season. Cadets will put trips here to the right, one receiver.
Can you get this to
up top?
A manageable third down?
And so no shotgun. They've got the officials are going to take a timeout. What on earth? They look like they're talking to one of the BC linemen. I don't know if it's a equipment thing. It looked like Stanley Smart was fixing a helmet or a shoulder pad or something. So maybe just a little quick equipment fix. And so second down and 15 from the BC 30. Trips to the right, one receiver up top. They'll put Smart in motion. Cannon, they'll run the bubble screen underneath. Here's Mallard. Got a big hole, 35-40. There he goes, 45-50. Goodbye. You're not going to catch him. 4x100 on the left side. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, BC.
It's coming back. They're going to call a block in the back or a blind side.
There's that track speed, though, Christian. Once he broke the second level, goodbye. And the only person that had a shot had to run him down from across the other side of the field. And let's see what the call is.
It could still potentially be a first down from where it was called.
Let's see what happens here. Yeah, against BC. Boy, everybody cleared out, Christian, and when they threw out the screen, it was Mallard by himself in the middle of the field, no less. And he had a clear path up the left sideline.
And it was a block that needed to be made, but I think they're calling a blindside hit, but the receiver just came back and put his body in the way. It wasn't a decleater by any means, and the official who threw the flag was about 20 yards away.
Well, we see that a lot in high school. If I had a nickel for every high school coach that said, the guy on the other side of the field threw the flag, I'd be a rich man, Chris.
Now, where are they going to enforce it from?
The 32 probably would be my guess.
But I mean,
why not? Just make it up as you go along.
The penalty took place on the opposing 35.
There was a flag out here at the near midfield too. So,
well, that was a flag. That's how far away that official was.
So here is Cannon out of a shotgun. They got trips up top. Here's the snap. Bubble screen. This time it's caught underneath up the left side. There's a first down, shoved out of bounds at the BC 47-yard line. So move the chains there. And kind of that was right out of the Camden playbook there. Yeah. Trip it up and throw a little bubble screen.
You can only cover so much of the field, and they're playing off coverage with their corners and bunching in the box. So they're leaving the flats open. BC now just getting the ball up quick.
3:17 to go here before the half. His ball's on the 46-yard line of Benedictine. Cannon out of a shotgun's got Smart to his left. They'll put twins to the right. BC's brought in an H-back off the right side. Now they'll put Stanley off to the right side as well. Cannon on a shotgun snap. Rolls out here to the near side. A flag comes in. Going to be a hold. Throws it up. It's going to be caught. Mallard again. A great catch over the back of the defender inside the 20, but it's coming back, and that was a backside hold on the BC offensive line that time, Christian.
Colin Ward just kind of pulled a hockey fight move on his defensive end where he was pulling his jersey over his head. I mean, it was a hold clear as day.
Yep, so they'll back it up. And again, Christian, I thought we might see this from some of the, young offensive line. You might expect some of that, but a roll away from the protection.
Yeah.
You don't want to hold on the backside of that, right?
No, and it's just you got to give your quarterback a chance to make a play in that time. Again, it's your first live snaps really as a starting left tackle.
So it'll be 1st and 20 here for BC. They'll be back at they're playing between the 30s.
And it takes away an unbelievable catch by Aaron Mallard, who just went up and over the guy to make a play.
But that's one, even with the penalty, you go watch that on tape and say, that's the effort we want. Yeah. And this isn't, how far back are they marking it? I guess. So now
we're still trying to figure it out.
Now we're going to walk it back up, and it's somehow. How do you have a hold and it be 1st and 10 and now 1st and 13? This is, I mean, this doesn't make it. This doesn't. It's going to be first. Okay. 41-yard line is where they've decided to put it down. Now we have an official going, hey, guys, it's 10 yards on a hold. So really, we can't be here. I mean, this is insane.
And we're not trying we're not trying to beat a dead horse here, but this is just.
Well, now they moved the ball again, and now they put it on the 44, which would make it 1st and 12. Well, you can't have a hold on 1st and 10 and have it be 1st and 12 if the hold was in the backfield. That makes no sense.
Kevin, let me say this. You can't play these games without the officials. You can't do it. So if this is what it takes for us to have an officiating crew that's going to be able to go out and call 10 games this fall.
I think we finally got it right.
That's fine. Let them get it out of the way, but good night.
1st and 20 from the BC 36. The original line was the 46. This makes the most sense of anything that's happened in the last 10 minutes. So here is Cannon under center. They'll fake it to Bubba around, rolling, and he got tackled.
That should be a penalty.
And a sack way back at the 22. And Danny Britt's got the headset off going, hey, I thought we couldn't tackle the quarterback. And Stephen Cannon's even saying, hey, that wasn't, was it? I'll take a sack, but you're not supposed to tackle me. And so now it's 2nd and Tybee Island here, Christian. Let me see if they've officially put it up there.
Hey, we're back to where we started after the penalty.
It's the 20. The ball's on the 24, 23. It'll be 2nd and 31. Who knows? One play could be 2nd and 3. They'll give it to Bubba Frazier. He'll try to turn the corner, and he will get to the 25, 26, and shoved out of bounds. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 1.5 miles.
If anything, Kevin, the officials being confused has given the defense a lot of time to rest.
So this will be.
Again, you should have had a touchdown twice on this drive, both to Aaron Mallard.
So Cannon out of a shotgun. They'll put 2 receivers either side off the far hash, working left to right.
And Camden has no deep safeties right now.
So here's Cannon out of a shotgun. They'll put Mallard in motion, giving him trips here. And the inside give is going to be smart. Stanley will get out to the 30-yard line, give him a couple, and it'll be 4th down. And BC going to have to punt the football.
Nice see if Camden uses a timeout.
Camden, that basically sets up a 2-minute situation for Camden. Although the clock's still running, so I don't know if they did call timeout.
And Camden's already used 1.
So 1:47 and rolling here. And it's going to be Brenton to punt the football. Gotten 2 pretty decent punts off. And Camden playing the double return here. So should have some time to put a foot into this one. Still 20 seconds on the play clock. And now timeout. Danny Britt wants a timeout with 1:28. Now they stop the clock. So BC calls timeout. And we will take a quick one with them. Christian Gokel, we'll come right back. This is BC Football presented by Cash and Carry.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium as we are in a 1.5-minute situation here. Christian Gokel, 1:28 to go here in the quarter. It'll be Brenton to punt the football, and Camden's going to stay in the double safety situation here, so they shouldn't be coming after this punt right now, Christian. Here's the snap to Brenton, and it's blocked. Took a little too long, and last touch by Camden, and BC falls on it at the 29-yard line. So Camden's going to get great field position, but just a little too long to get that punt off.
That's been there all night. And, Kevin, we're going back and just watching the replay of that Mallard screen, and it wasn't even a comeback block. It was just a run of play. It's just terrible call, caused BC a touchdown, and now you give up a blocked punt, which it looks like that could have been coming all night. They've been able to get through. And now BC's defense has their back against the wall again.
Hey, 1:17, though. Try to keep them off the scoreboard here. It's going to be tough starting on your own 29-yard line, but Let's see if this BC defense, again, you got this and one more drive if you're the defense, which again has been placed in some tough short yardage situations here tonight. Here's Jackson out of a shotgun for Camden, takes a low snap, going to keep it, and he's bear hugged by Guyton. Did they actually call it? Yes, they did.
And that's what Guyton offers you right there at that defensive end spot. Just you try to go play action drop back. That's too much time to try to block number 3.
That reminded me of a certain gentleman that used to wear number 11 last year for the Cadets. Just you weren't going to stop him getting to the quarterback. Camden not calling timeout, 52 seconds and counting here. It'll be 2nd down and 19 for the Wildcats. And they are taking their time here. They'll put trips up top. One receiver here to the near side, which is the wide side as they work right to left. Jackson back in a shotgun. Williams off to his left. Jackson going to wind up, throw it deep up the left sideline. Going to be
great play by Black.
Knocked away by Black. And talk about that young man being thrown in the fire here.
I mean, if you treat this like a preseason game, which it is, he's I think earned some playing time right there, and he's taking advantage of his opportunities. He got beat a few times on some bubble screens in the first quarter. He got that corrected, and then been stride for stride with people.
Might that just be a technique thing where?
Yeah, and no, he got coached up, and then on the next drive, you saw what happened. He blew up the next one.
4 wide here for Camden. It'll be 3rd and 19. So if you're BC, all
Kevin peeking up at the safety. Is that Josh Washington? Yeah, we got Esterbrook and Washington in there.
So getting him a little bit of run.
He's your backup for Mackay.
So here's the snap. Looking, they throw it quickly. It's going to be caught out in the flat, and Black makes a tackle in the open field close to the 25. It'll be 4th and 5. Camden going to hurry. Clock running with 14 seconds.
Take what they give you. Camden still got 2 timeouts.
And the clock is stopped with 11 seconds, but nobody called timeout.
That's that home cooking, baby. There, it starts again.
Yep. There goes the clock. 8 seconds.
I think he's going to wait.
He's going to wait and call timeout with 2-3 seconds. There it goes. 1.7. And they'll kick a field goal. Let their field goal kicker get some work here before the half. But, hey, if you're BC, that defensive stand right there, Christian, all set up on the first down sack. I know you were playing off a little bit on 3rd and long and gave up some yardage, but this whole series started on the 29, and it's 4th and 4th and 6. So all that, you've only given up 5 yards on the drive, going to be a pseudo-long field goal. So placed in a tough spot. You kind of done your job all set up by that first down sack.
Yeah, that was massive right there to back them up that far, and you just kind of changed the entire tone of this drive, and just coming off of a block punt to be able to get that is just a game changer, and that's what you're hoping to see from Guyton a lot this year.
So Camden going to try a field goal here before the half. They will trot out their kicker wearing number 96, Jacob Vermilia, a junior kicker from the left hash. This will be a 41-yarder for the Wildcats. With 1 second left to go before the half. Here's the snap, the kick, and it is off to the right. No good. So the Cadet defense holds right before the half, and we're all knotted up at 14. 1 series apiece for the starters. All we got left. We're coming right back, Christian Gokel. We've got the Bernard Williams Insurance halftime report coming up right around the corner, tied here at the half. And this is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at BowtieBBQ.co. Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium as we are at the half, 14-14 in this scrimmage between BC and Camden County. Bernard Williams halftime report, and Christian, got to give a huge shout out to Bernard Williams. They've been with us for a long time, and Bernard Williams and folks do a great job, and we are glad to stay partnered with them for yet another season covering high school football and specifically Benedictine here in 2025. But we are at the half, and I'll just go with the first thing that comes to mind. Aaron Brown, Colin Ward, Noah Brainerd, Reef Leonard, Everett Nelson. Sophomore, junior, sophomore. That's your offensive line tonight. How do you think they've performed?
Up and down. You've had some good moments and you've had some really rough moments, and you've executed, but when it's come to like handling some big guys and moving them, we haven't seen that a whole lot tonight. So it's been up and down, but would you expect anything less? And again, this is a very, very good Camden County football team who they have some talent they've been developing, some talent has moved in, and it's very evident that this is a team with high aspirations for the season that's going into an unbelievable region. But if there was a first scrimmage you'd want to go into as a sophomore offensive line, Camden's not the one you're circling.
Right.
The coaches want it for you, but you're like, come on, man.
I mean, I think you can go to them at this point and say, hey, when you've given him time, we've hit some big plays in the pass game. I think if I'm Danny Britt, if I'm AJ DePhillips, you don't want to be limited with your play calling. And I think you go, guys, we've got to move a couple of people in the run game. I think really Stanley Smarts maybe had a 5-yard gain. That was his probably longest carry of the night. Mostly it's 2-1.
Yeah.
And when you get into region play or good teams, you're like, hey, we can't run the football. Even some Josh Washington ins arounds and things. You've had to resort to more of the quick outs and the screen game, which is less about your offensive line and just getting the ball out. And so I think that's something that Danny Britt and company will address, obviously, after halftime in practice, saying, guys, we have to be able at some point to move somebody and run 3-4 yards at a time when we need to.
Yes.
Especially early in the season, it doesn't have to be, hey, we need 200 yards rushing or we didn't have a good game. But you got to be able to move somebody in the run game to open some things up for Steven and those guys running downfield. Otherwise, people will drop 8 and say they're not going to try to run the football on us. So I think that is something obviously you still want to work on. Defensively, I think quite honestly, 14 points, and you've played short field a lot in the second half. A fumble inside the 20 led to a touchdown. That right there, you held to no field goal. I mean, you really, I think, played pretty good.
Yeah.
A kickoff return, you started short field. So the 2 touchdowns they've scored have been short field situations. They haven't put a drive, let me put that in quotations, against you defensively yet.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm just like going down from like red alert down to things I'm feeling very comfortable with, red alert is punt team, because John Britton's gotten some good ones off, but whatever protection BC is running right now is not the one they need to be running, because even the first 2 that he was able to get off, he had a split second before there was a wildcat there, and they finally were able to get home on that last one. So that's red alert number 1 is punt protection. After that, I would put just being heady and not being emotional, because you've extended drives with personal foul penalties. You have just allowed some frustration to kind of boil over and affect the next plays a few times. So it's good to get that out now, because that's something the coaches can teach and say, hey, I know you're emotional. It's your first time getting out there and playing, but we can't have those kind of rookie mistakes, especially as you get into region play. And then, yeah, I mean, I think if we're going to the flip side of that, I think the defensive front has been as advertised. Cam Cody's unblockable. When they send him, Guyton is just unbelievable. And right now, I think you're kind of getting the Harold Perkins thing. I don't know if you remember Harold Perkins. He's still at LSU, but as a freshman, unbelievable, because they had him do one thing. They said, go get the quarterback. And then as a sophomore, tried to move him to inside linebacker and kind of rotate him around and give him too many things to do. He's not the same kind of athlete. BC kind of given Guyton some different roles right now, where he's dropping back into coverage. He's kind of having to play his zone right now if they try to run a bubble screen out there. But when they've just let him go, Camden can't block him. And I can't imagine there's going to be very many teams that can block him. So it's one of those things where you're going to go back and watch the tape tonight. I'm curious if at some point in the season they just say, hey, just go cause chaos in the backfield every single time.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where it is a scrimmage. So maybe you're like, hey, let's see how you do in pass coverage and react. I think you got to know when you dial it up some. It's going to be it's going to be there. A la a third Scroggins, like, hey, just go make us a play.
Yeah.
And he was able to do that. You kind of see that athletic ability. But as I said, offensively, Stephen Cannon, I thought, when he's had time, some of the play calls from AJ to Phillips, it's been there. You can still see the big play ability. I think to me, the difference in what we've seen from BC in years past and what we're seeing right now is just, hey, there's 5 guys up front, need some time to mature, and give him and it's not a lot of time.
Right.
We need a half a second more, 1 second more, and some plays can develop. And maybe we'll see this moving forward. Saw it a little bit at the end, brought that H-back back in there, and we saw that at times when BC had trouble in pass pro in the years past. They'll bring in a John Lilly type or someone like that.
It's been Bennett Conaway so far.
A Matt Cromenhawk guy where it's like, hey, we just need you to help and chip a guy to give us a little bit more time offensively. And I feel like we might see it's a scrimmage, so you may not see it much more tonight, but moving forward until those 5 guys get settled in, because as you said, Christian, in this scheme, they ask you to play 5-on-4, 5-on-5,
right?
And you're not getting a lot of chip help or anything like that because you're sending guys out in pass formation. So they're going to have to grow up in a hurry, and maybe that's an adjustment. You give them some help with an H-back or a pseudo tight end in there.
Yeah, 100%. When you need to, it's there. And I'll say this, it's a very hard offense, and Camden can say the same thing. It's a very hard offense to run in a scrimmage because you know that the quarterback's not running the football. And so you're kind of taking that out of the equation as a defense versus if you're doing this live fire, Stephen Cannon is a member of that 4x100 team. You know he's a threat with his feet. Probably not a design play, but you have to have somebody accounting for him. So right now in the run game, Camden's playing 11 on 10 football because they know Cannon's not going to pull it. And then everything kind of builds off that for BC's offense. Even under center, you never know if the quarterback's going to keep it, play action, hand it off. And if you can just kind of key on a handoff, that makes defending a little bit easier. And then with the passing game, it all comes back to there's not a threat that he's going to read option, keep it. So if you can have somebody clogging the lanes for Stanley Smart, you can kind of sit back and play coverage right now. And that's what Camden's doing. So it looks clunky right now. I think the officiating has a lot to do with that. And again, they're trying to figure things out too right now. And it's just, it stinks that it's with BC on the field for a lot of it. And they've been, I think at the end, for the most part, they've gotten most of it right. But when you're an offense and you're trying to drive and there's time after time where they're stopping, moving you back, moving you this way. Okay, now you can go, okay, we're going to take another 5 minutes to kind of figure out where the spot is. It's hard to get into a rhythm, and BC's kind of suffered that. And then I'll say this as well. there's a touchdown on the screen that got taken off the board for nothing.
Sure.
And so you're dealing with a lot of different variables right now. But if you ask AJ to Phillips, I think he'd give the offense about a C right now in his estimation.
Yeah, we'll come back. We're Bernard Williams halftime report. 14-14. We'll see the offense for one drive. We'll see the defense for one drive, and then we'll dig into that depth chart and see where maybe BC can feel good about themselves, building some depth on this roster. But still about halfway done with halftime. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium. We are at the Bernard Williams halftime report, all knotted up at 14 apiece. So expectations for the second half, we'll see one drive from the offense, one drive from the defense. I believe BC's defense will be on the field first, and then we'll see a drive from Stephen Cannon. After that, Christian, we would expect to see Amari Burse.
Yeah.
A lot of second-team offensive linemen, a lot of second-team skill players out there as well. So you get one drive to see kind of how you feel about it heading into.
Do you want what I think should happen or what's going to happen?
What?
Because what's going to happen is constipation from both offenses, because it was an emotional first half. I think both teams really got after it. Camden kind of got punched in the mouth in the first quarter and then fought their way back. They were fired up at the end of the first half. And so I think both teams are going to want to come out and score touchdowns. They know that we got one drive. We can't mess up.
3 and out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're going to press. So, I mean, I think both units know that. So what should happen is you come out, execute your offense, go try to get some points on the board. Or, I mean, number one for any drives, pick up first down. And then from there, see what happens. But if I had to guess, I think both offenses come out constipated. And then they're like, dang it, that's it.
Need some football X-lax or
something. And then you see Danny and over there with the other coach, like, you want to do one more? You want to do one more? One more drive? No, I think the coaches are going to want to get those starters off the field as quickly as possible.
100%. I mean, 2 big games next week for both of these teams. Benedictine, of course, goes all the way across the state to Moultrie and Colquitt County. Camden's got Brunswick High coming in here next week, and a big non-region game and kind of a border battle, if you will, between those two schools. So much more important football to be played next week. And I think even the coaches would say it's important, but not as important as weeks down the road. I mean, you look at Camden, they still got Lowndes. They've still got
Oh my goodness.
They got some people standing in their way as well. So much more important football ahead for both of these teams than what takes place here over the next 2 quarters.
Yeah, Camden's got an unbelievable football schedule coming up this year, Kevin. I mean, you talk about Brunswick, and that's a great rivalry. Just 2 teams right down the street from each other on 95. But then you have Eastlake, West Broward, and Ribal.
Yeah.
From
Ribal.
Florida, and Royal Palm Beach. So just 4 Florida schools in a row. And then you talk about region play against Valdosta at home, at Richmond Hill, against Lowndes at home, at Colquitt County, and at Tift to finish the season up there. I mean, this is an unbelievable schedule coming up. And if you are a season ticket holder here, you got Lowndes coming in and Valdosta. That already pays for the cost of your season ticket.
Yeah.
Brunswick, and on top of that, who was it undefeated this past season or the year before? Undefeated in their regular season. So,
right.
I mean, no easy games on the schedule for Camden, much like BC.
Then you got to go to that palatial new campus of Richmond Hill that they unveiled this week.
Everybody keeps talking about Buford.
Yeah.
You see that school?
Yeah, Richmond Hill dropped some cheddar on it as well. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I imagine they're getting ready to host a football game there. If not tonight, I wasn't privy to what Richmond Hill's scrimmage was going to be, but certainly they're getting ready to host a game here in the not-too-distant future, and just another huge stadium here in Southeast Georgia. But Cadets and Wildcats getting ready for the second half. We'll take another break, come back here on the Bernard Williams Halftime Report.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
Welcome back here to the Bernard Williams Halftime Report. Cadets coming out of the locker room to restretch for the second half. The special teams of Camden are out on the field. We expect they'll be joined by the rest of their teammates here momentarily. And then you got the 3-minute warm-up period. And then, of course, second half. And, Christian, this is, outside of the first drive, as you said, this is getting reps for Amari Burse. Why? Because of what happened last year. Obviously, you want Stephen Cannon to be well and healthy, and if he is, you're there, but you also want Amari Burse to feel crisp. You also want to see, hey, if we get up late, can we put guys in the game that, as you said, there's a step back if you happen to be up big, can we put guys in that still can function and execute? And a lot of it's about, hey, these guys, some of these guys that might play were in 8th grade last year. Can they function with the bright lights of Friday night, i.e., we're going to get you on tape, falling down, looking like you don't know what you're doing, and then we're going to build you back up on Monday at practice. So that's what you're trying to get here. And then obviously you want the next drive to go off without a hitch and get everybody ready to go against Colquitt County next week.
100%. And again, it's the emotions. Are you able to come out and execute? Or are you just so fired up you can't get out of your own way? I know where I would be as a 15 to 18-year-old, and it'd be really fired up and hyper competitive like both of these guys are, but it's just you need to have that focus and that energy to go out there and execute. So hopefully for BC, defensively you get a 3-and-out. Offensively, you're able to go out there and punch the football into the end zone, but it's just one play at a time.
I think one quick final thought here as they continue to stretch, just judging from what we've seen, and again, maybe fair or unfairly, but you got kind of reliant on being able to kick the ball in the end zone.
Yep.
And your couple of kickoffs you've done have been short. One you covered, one you didn't. So you've really only got 2 cracks at it. You're about to have another one here, but that's going to be something you're going to have to do because obviously you have some guys with legs, but again, they're just getting into this. And I say just getting it, maybe from what we talked with Coach Britt, 4 or 5 months kicking the football. And while they may have the leg strength, I don't think you can just chalk it up like Connor Ferguson. It's 10 yards deep in the end zone. Just put it on the 20.
I don't know that it's been 4 or 5 months. I think this has been about a month of this. So because those guys were playing soccer in the spring.
Right.
And then they went and talked to Coach Moore in the soccer program and were like, hey, who do you think? And AJ DePhillips kind of led that charge. And I think both those guys have the leg talent, but just striking a football and getting it to fly is just a little bit different. I mean, both those guys can absolutely boom a soccer ball, but getting a football to fly is a little bit different animal. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to watch. But, I mean, for John Brenton, I thought he punted the ball well. It's just got to be able to block.
Get it off just a shade faster.
Hey, and listen, my man was flying. He wasn't going to make the tackle, but he was flying, trying to make a tackle on that long kickoff.
It's the effort that counts when you get to those things. So we're going to see a number of these guys down the depth chart coming up. You see Travis Rowland and Danny Britt talking to the officials out there, probably reiterating what the rules are here in this scrimmage, because I think certainly Coach Britt was unhappy at some of the contact on his quarterback, and I would imagine Travis Rowland at times maybe a little unhappy at some of the quarterback contact there as well. So we'll see how they straighten all that out here in half number 2. So just a couple more seconds to get loose and ready to go, Christian, and then we'll have 2 more quarters of football before the season will be ready to go.
Yeah, you're going to get a drive from both offenses and both first-team defenses, and then we'll get a chance to see some of the guys who, again, like you said, they're going to be role players and then getting a lot of snaps in JV football as well. I mean, Camden County's got about half the county out there on the sideline dressed in blue with blue helmets on, and a lot of those guys will not be on the varsity sideline coming up. But tonight in the scrimmage, a chance for the JV and the 9th grade team for Camden to get in there, and then a bunch of BC's backups as well to get some very, very valuable playing time.
Yeah, get some of that stuff on tape so you can break it down and get better from there. So BC's return to the sideline. Most of the Wildcats there on the sideline as well. BC will kick this ball off to start the third quarter. So Camden's offense will get their drive first, and then BC will get a possession, and then we'll start seeing the mix in. If the rules are to be followed, then we'll see nothing but second teamers right after that. So again, 2 more quarters to go, Christian, and then it counts for real.
That's it.
So Stephen Cannon's got the maroon jersey on. We see Amari Burse. He's got the maroon jersey on. He actually saw some snaps defensively there in the first half, Christian. So I know you had talked to some of the coaches, said, hey, he's a good enough athlete. He needs to get on the field somehow, but you also need him just in case. So kind of one of those tough spots to be in where he can play, but you also don't want him to get busted up nonsensically as well.
Yeah, and again, the offensive staff wants him put in a box and stuffed away in case of emergencies only. And Danny Britt said, no, it's too good of an athlete, too much of a dude. I need him on special teams and potentially on defense too. So he's that kind of athlete. I mean, a Justin Thomas kind of level athlete. We're unbelievable at baseball and then just too good of an athlete to keep off of the football field. So anyway, Justin Thomas with the Astros now. I mean, that worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah. He had an unbelievable season there at Arkansas and moving on. So BC just putting them in everywhere here in the past couple of months. And
wasn't good enough for Georgia. I don't know what happened there, but it was plenty good enough for Arkansas.
So, yeah. So now I think the officials said we can play ball.
Are you sure?
No, but
let's make sure we're kicking off from 32.
Let's see if we stick with Parker Lewis to kick this off. He handled. Nope, it looks like we're not. We're going to go with Benton to kick it off here in the second half.
In the old school stadiums, they used to put like an X down where you're supposed to kick off from. They don't have that here.
Yeah.
So to be fair to the officials, they didn't have that.
So Benton's teeing it up at the 40. He'll kind of set it just offset of the middle of the field.
Get it just right.
And now he's ready to go.
And his kickoffs have gotten progressively longer.
Yeah, second one went down inside to 5. Let's see if he can get one to reach the end zone. He checks with everybody. We're ready to go. Here's Benton from right to left. He'll drive
There's
it up the
one.
left sideline, and that will come down in
That's
the
it.
end
Let's
zone.
go.
That's what you're looking for. Somebody got tackled by a Camden County Wildcat at the 33-yard line.
I mean, that's hugely valuable. And just a low line drive, but gets to the end zone. That's an immediate touchback. I mean, that's a win right there, Kevin. That's a great job by Brenton right there.
Doing
And
what
he
you
kind of
need him to do.
skips off there. Little high fives going in. There you
The
go.
Kicker's got the mojo going. So here is William Jackson. Again, this should be his final drive of the night. And Camden comes out in 4 wides, twins either side, BC in a 3-man front to start things here in the third quarter. They've got Guyton standing up again. He's kind of taking that third Scroggins role, that Bryce Baker role, where you're just going to stand him up.
Some dudes you're talking about.
And so here's the snap. They'll give it inside. BC reach it well, but bouncing outside, and Guyton just swallowed him up at the 21-yard line, and they'll give Williams a gain of maybe 2 and a good recovery by Guyton, and BC's got a player down.
And, man, that doesn't look good.
And
this black.
Yeah, let's hope it's just a
We're
cramp.
hoping it's just a cramp.
Yep, and they go right to the leg stretch that everybody's become familiar with.
I mean, talking to Danny this week, this is why you do this, why you put that first team back out. Are you able to go cool down and then immediately fire back up after halftime? And first play from scrimmage, you got a guy down with a cramp. That's a lesson to the whole team. Hydration doesn't start on Friday.
You drink Friday's water on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep. That's it. Electrolytes. I mean, it's imperative to get all that. I'll say this: Guyton is there. It seems like every single play, and it's tough with that 6'3", 6'4" frame that he has, but just a little high a few times. Against Camden County, you're not just going to be able to arm tackle and pick somebody up and throw them down.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 here for the Wildcats. Jackson talking with the head official here. They're waiting officially for him to get off the field. And
just glad to see Black be able to walk off there. He's had a great game.
You got Aaron Mallard in at corner here for BC. Cadets were showing blitz off the edge there, and they'll step off. Guyton was coming from that left side. So here is Jackson now. Stacked receivers both sides. Here's the snap. They'll throw it short underneath bubble screen. Cadets late on the pursuit. It'll be a first down for Camden across the 35 to the 36, and they're wanting to go tempo here.
That was a good tackle by Estabrook, but Camden is waiting, kind of looking at the sideline. Coach is telling them where the numbers are and where the football needs to go. I mean, that was just a predetermined pass.
Trips stacked way across the field. One receiver short. BC playing tight coverage. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Jackson straight ahead, and they turn him around, led by big Cam Cody and Scott.
Those 3 guys have had an unbelievable game. Isaac Scott, Cam Cody, and Gavin Smith.
So Camden going to go 2nd down and 11. They'll keep the formation. Jackson will bounce back. They got Williams off to his right. Trips way up top of the formation as they work left to right. Here's the snap. Looks near side. Man coverage. And they're going to get Mallard with a hold. And that was thrown by everybody on the field. You can see it. He went to release up the sideline, and Aaron just grabbed a handful of jerseys. So that's going to be a first down for Camden here off the pass, or I guess they'll call it a hold.
Yeah, that's just a good decision. You got the new guy in for the injured corner, and you just go right at him.
And so that was a easy call to make.
And Guyton kind of favoring his ankle a little bit.
And he's going to come out of the ball game.
That might be the last time we see him this evening.
And so he trots off the sideline. Looks like he's all right. But, again, not going to take any chances here.
Yeah, and Caden Thomas, sophomore, comes in.
I think he came out of the locker room all right. He
Yeah.
came in, got you a tackle. So they'll move the ball all the way out to the midfield stripe. It'll be 1st and 10 for this Camden offense. And, again, you got a couple of guys rotating in defensively here for BC at the moment.
Yeah, Washington's back at deep safety. Still haven't seen Mackay get back in there.
Yeah, Caden Thomas is playing that outside linebacker spot. Here's the snap. They'll give it in. Nope, they'll run a little bubble screen and dump Bubba Frazier right at the midfield stripe. They kind of play action and dumped it to a receiver out in the flat. He got upended by Bubba Frazier. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little extracurricular activity in the secondary, too. You had one of those big old linemen getting downfield, and the safeties didn't take too well to that, but a great play by Bubba Frazier, just submarining the guy And again, right now, you got Aaron Mallard and Bubba Frazier out there as your boundary corners.
So we're playing with 10 right now.
And so they're running a linebacker on late, and they were not set. A little bubble screen underneath, and tackle made inside BC territory at the 46. Tackle was made. That number 11, Jalen Houston.
Yep. Klein Peter came running on late.
So you got Houston and Jackson back in there at linebacker. Houston wearing number 11, the old third Scroggins number. Here's Jackson out of a shotgun. He'll look near side, now going to tuck it, and somehow there's a hand there. You got to touch him with 17 hands. What do we got to do? They had him touched at the 45. He kept running. And are we playing one-hand touch, two-hand touch? Do we need to put flags on the quarterback? What needs to happen? He was touched by at least 3 BC defenders on the way by, Christian, from my standpoint, at least one hand on the jersey.
Yeah, I mean, it's been completely inconsistent in terms of the sacks in this game, and that's another one where you had 3 BC guys touch the quarterback, and then they let him run for 15 yards. The whole defense stops, and it's not just inconsistent. It's dangerous because you have BC players stopping because they think it's supposed to be a sack. At this point, just light them up.
Camden had an offensive lineman down. He's up and jogging off the field. So after all that, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30 of BC. And Camden will have a first down. And so,
I mean, if they're going to play to the whistle, you got to play to the whistle now. And if that's bring the quarterback down, bring him down.
Well, it seems inconsistent how they're calling it. Again, Cannon got tackled one time down around the ankles with a hand. BC touched Williams 2-3 times on that last scramble, or Jackson, excuse me.
And again, what happens is everybody else stops because they see the touch, and then Camden keeps going.
So here's the snap, and it will be kept. They'll slip screen it out, and nicely read. And they're going to call a sack that time.
Because he just did
and take away take on the Rasheen Jackson tackle away from him. Boy, he got sideline to sideline that time.
He did a great job. It was a called play, and he just rotated down because the defensive end crashed the edge, and he has to rotate down to set the edge, and he did a really good job.
So they got trips up top and one receiver here to the wide side on the near side of the field. William Jackson out of a shotgun. Here's the snap. He'll look, bubble screen to the short side. He dropped it. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 15 for Camden.
Good job by Bubba Frazier right there. He just took his man and drove him back into the receiver. And the quarterback just predetermined he was going to him.
So 3rd down and 15 here for Camden. And it will be William Jackson.
Guyton's back in the game.
If you can get off the field here, that'll be a nice last play. Let's see how he handles the left tackle over there coming off the edge. He's standing up. Here's the snap. Looking over the middle and way overthrown, incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down, and Camden probably in no man's land here from the 35.
Cam Cody's been unblockable tonight, and that time, you look at his jersey right now, it's halfway down his shoulder pad because he got held so bad. I mean,
yeah, I think Camden's going to punt the football. Yeah, they're trotting on the special teams. Surely they're not going to try this. Would be a 50-something yarder. They're going to punt the football.
Yeah, BC looks like just going to keep the defense on the field.
Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land if you're Camden here.
And Bubba Frazier is going to send Josh Washington up to the corner spot, and Bubba Frazier is going to go back to the deep. Just no penalties.
They're playing punt safe here as the snaps are good from just inside midfield, almost blocked, and he shanked it back towards the middle, and it lands at the 10, going to roll and be touched up at the 3. They got a Camden County bounce, 7:42 to go here in the quarter, and this will be the one drive here, Christian, for the BC offense. So,
well, if you get one drive, you might as well get all the yards.
That's right. Go as far as you could possibly go here in one drive.
Well, if anything, you're getting all the situations, and now you're starting deep inside opponent's territory.
Well, this will be a chance
to get out of the jail card.
Need to run the football. So it'll be Stephen Cannon leading the offense out. BC's running a man on late. They don't have all the personnel here.
Is that Bubba? Because he just came up.
And it's going to be Cole Henderson running on late for BC. Cannon going to get under center out of a flex bone. They'll put Mallard in motion, come straight ahead.
There you go.
And there's a little fullback dive, get him out to the 6. So a good 3 yards on first down.
Just give you a little breathing room.
And that was Stanley Smart.
And a good push that time, too.
And so they kind of faked the jet sweep and came right in with the old B-back dive, however you designate it. And now they'll go out from under center, 4 wides here. Man in motion. Cannon going to counter back inside there. Smart. 10, 15, runs a man over out towards the 18-yard line. That's a first down. BC Brothers moving will move the chains one more time. And now a little breathing room here for the Cadets.
Yeah, that's a great first down right there. BC sends a man in motion, fakes the jet, and then comes back underneath with Stanley Smart, and he just hits the hole and delivers a blow to the safety. Big first down.
Trips up top for BC. One here to the wide side as they work right to left. Cannon out of a shotgun. He'll look. Bubble screen underneath. Going to be caught up the right side. Cutting back inside. This is Bubba. He's going to make a couple of men miss.
Goodness.
It's a race here to the near side. He's got a block set up at 35 at the 40. Cuts back 45 before he is drugged down at the 48-yard line. And nice blocking downfield that time, Christian, by Colin Ward, the junior. Big man was way downfield.
And it looked like Reggie Bush, man. It's just that one started on the far 20 and then ended up on the near side 50. Bubba Frazier coming all the way east to west, or I guess west to east
and Camden,
in this sense.
Camden wants a timeout, 6:29 to go here in the corner. Christian, we'll step aside here while we got a timeout. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Cash and Carry wants to buy your car. New, used, running or not. Miles don't matter. We pay cash on the spot. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Call today. Cash and Carry, where your car turns into cash.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium, 14-14. Final drive here of the night for the starters for Benedictine. And Camden County calls a timeout as the Cadets have pushed it from the 3-yard line all the way out to their 49 and have a drive going off a fantastic catch and run by Bubba Frazier.
Bubba Frazier doing his best Travis Hunter impression tonight, playing both ways.
Yep, twins either side here for BC. They've got Stanley Smart to the right of Stephen Cannon. Wildcats going to walk a guy up, give him 4 linemen up front. They'll put Aaron Mallard in motion. Here's the snap. They'll throw back underneath. Josh Washington can't hold on. And Josh has had a couple of drops tonight in the wide receiver game, Christian. Otherwise, that maybe gets you 5-6 yards on first down.
I think it's going to be more than 5 or 6 yards. The way they had that one set up, they threw right into a blitz, and Washington just unable to haul it in, and he kind of got rolled up there at the end.
I think he's got a cramp now.
I think that one just got rolled up.
He was stretching during the timeout. And
it's just both of those screens. The first one, I'll say, wasn't necessarily on him. That wasn't a great delivery by Steven, kind of threw it behind him. But this one, I mean, it was wide open, and he just already saw the end zone before he saw the ball in.
So they're stretching out the leg, and now he's up. So if there's –
and again, he's playing both ways tonight too.
There's one thing they'll be talking about Monday at BC is that fluid in you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it here early in guys playing both ways, cramping up here, coming out of the locker room.
The biggest example of it was Bubba Frazier last year in the Buford game, and really didn't have him in the second half. So you got to take that stuff seriously. And it's Kevin, you got a couple of boys.
Yeah.
It's hard to get them to take a whole lot seriously when you're like, please listen to me. I'm doing this for the good of you. But hydration, man, like, it's just, if you want a cheat code, get 8 hours of sleep and get some hydration. That's the human cheat code.
Twins either side. Stanley Smart, they're going to put him to the right of Stephen Cannon here on 2nd down and 10. Mallard in motion. They'll give it to him going right side. He gets tripped up, and he's going to lose a yard. Who was it? Shot the gap there on defense for Camden. It was number 2. I find him on my too deep. Don't see him, but he made a play.
Yeah, and just immediate blitz. Really good job setting the edge.
And so this will be 3rd down and 11.
You wonder if this is one, Kevin, where if they pick up half of it, do you go?
Yeah, this is, you got just a couple more plays here with your one. So,
yeah.
So 3rd down and 11. You've got 4 wides into formation.
Karan Hall checks in at the X.
Yep. Got Hall and Cole Henderson out there. Wide receivers with Mallard and Bubba Frazier. Smart going to flip over and protect the right side. Here's the snap. Cannon throws, has a man. Mallard just couldn't come up with it. I think a great play there by Camden defensively as well. Kind of got the hand in front before the ball got there.
And it's one of those ones where I think Steven rushed that one a little bit because he knew it was just a hand on him as a sack. But I just had to pull the string on it a little bit early.
So BC going to punt the football. This will be John Brenton. And now let's see if the protection for Brenton shows up. And he has had a adventurous night there punting the football. Some good. A lot of pressure in his face. There's more again. Gets that one off. A good punt. Going to be fair caught at the 20. And that will do it for the starters at this point for both teams, at least according to what was agreed upon. 5:15 to go here in the 3rd. And as far as number ones and varsity is concerned, Christian, 14-14, BC and Camden.
I know it's a tough feeling going out on a tie, but I think both teams played well tonight. And if there's anything you can take away, competitive edge on both sides. Both teams came out fired up. That was really cool to see.
So backups in, and you can see in a lot of the new numbers out there. We'll try to get them to you as they make plays. And apparently BC wants a timeout. I don't think the new guys all knew what they were supposed to be doing. And Danny Britt meets them out at the numbers and say, come on, guys.
I think that's understandable when you're switching that many people over. You'd kind of hope that the officials, when you're doing something like that, would be like, hey, we're going to give you a minute, but it's a scrimmage, not a live action game, but it is what it is.
So BC right back out there, just had to make sure everybody knew what was going on. Let's see if we can catch some of the substitutions here for BC. We'll kind of let you know as they go. Camden has got a new quarterback and not wearing the off-color jersey. So does that mean he wants to be hit?
I'm sure rules still apply.
This is, well, when you're going full speed, this is Parker Rindeau, I believe. Here's the high snap. And he'll throw it out in the flat, going to be caught. And tackle made, nice hit at the 26, 27-yard line. That's going to be, what was that, number 29, Noah Harris.
Yeah, good tackle, but a nice play by Camden's offense coming in, thrown right into the blitz. BC trying to get the play call in, and they're already going.
And Camden goes tempo. There's a tackle made in the backfield at the 27. No gain on the play.
It's like 63, William Batista. Big play. Big, good-looking kid, too, a freshman.
So bunch formation here to the short side. Camden was not set. They take it. Yeah, they're going to get the 3 receivers were all huddled up talking to each other like, where are you supposed to be? I don't know. Where are you supposed to be? And they snap the football. So, hey, false start takes it from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6 if we can execute the penalty mark-off tonight.
Yeah, that one's on the quarterback. You got to make sure everybody's set. I know he wants to go fast and get the ball out, but got to make sure everybody's set.
Number 63, Batista, good-looking freshman there. Got good size. So Camden going to go to 4 wides here off the near hash. They work left to right in their second unit in. This is Rindeau at quarterback. He'll take the snap. Play action, caught, hit immediately and dropped. Nice coverage by BC and hit and dropped the football. Is that 10 or 18, Christian?
Is that Karan Hall?
That's not 10. 18, Karan Hall. I was going to say Stephen Cannon was not out there playing quarter. So Karan Hall.
Yeah, good stick. basketball player, turn receiver, turn safety.
So it'll be 4th down, and somebody called timeout.
Oh, I wonder, are they just not doing special teams now with
maybe
with the second teams? Yeah, that's what it looks like.
4 minutes left to go in the quarter. Yeah, they just took the ball and
probably like 30, 40 yards and just say, okay,
Yeah.
now we go.
just give it to us somewheres. They're still walking it off. One official saying you didn't go far enough. They're going to put the ball at the BC 41-yard line. When it's all said and done, and we'll be ready to go.
Hey, Kevin, we got our first look at Carlton Hall.
Is he out there on the offensive line?
Yep.
So he's going to get some snap out there at right tackle.
Again, we haven't seen him since the first week
Yeah.
of the season last year in Statesboro against Raven Gap.
So
Good to see him back out there, man.
Amari Burst is in at quarterback. So Burst under center out of the flex bone. Amari gives it here near side, 40, 45, 50 into cadet territory and run out of bounds is Stuart Dunn, sophomore. And so nice little run off the left side by Dunn. And BC's going to go tempo now with their second unit.
And some good blocking by that second unit offensive line.
And they'll run it the other direction this time off the right side, maybe just a yard off the right side by Dontre Ford, a freshman or sophomore, excuse me.
And they had the push that time. You just got to stay on your blocks. And again, Amari Burst coming in. This is a guy who's won playoff games for you at quarterback. So kind of a steadying hand for some new guys.
Chris Stokes in at running back. Christian talked about him in the pregame.
Danny's excited about him. He's a good-looking athlete.
We'll see if they get him the football. No, Burst to throw the football. Well, a little wide. Looking for Karan Hall and just a little off target.
I just wonder if that's miscommunication. Is Amari expecting him to go 5 and Karan carried it to 7?
David Ongiri in there at left tackle. We'll try to give you some of these backup linemen. Finn Kelly in there on the offensive line for BC. I think he's taken over at center.
Some kind of penalty happened.
Seeing correctly. 2nd and 15 officially for BC. Here's Burst looking. They'll run the same play. Still wide. Had him open and just threw it way outside. Had to come back to the football and couldn't get it. So tough coming in cold, Christian, but the play calls are there.
Listen, if we're asking who's the blame between receiver and quarterback, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Amari. I think the receivers are just carrying this one downfield a little too far.
So 3rd and long, here is Burst. They'll run it out of the flex bone. They'll give it here near side. This is going to be done. He'll get maybe a yard or two, and then they'll just pick it up and go give it to Camden down the way somewhere on 4th down. And so now we're talking about Omari Burst and his drive. Had a couple of good opportunities there, Christian, but again, the run game opened up a little bit in that drive, and then the penalty kicked you backwards and a couple of miscues, but they'll give it to Camden. They'll march it down.
Yeah, I thought
looks like about the 15 and give it to the Wildcats.
I thought it was solid blocking from that second group, and Amari, I mean, is missed passes obviously, but the arm looked live.
Now they're going to take it down to the 15-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Camden at their own 15. It looks like we also Christian instituted. Nope, they stopped it. They let about 15 extra seconds run off. I thought maybe we went to a running clock for a second.
Maybe just to simulate the time that the punt would have taken. Who's to say, Kevin?
Yeah, probably. So Bennett Conaway's out there at outside linebacker. He's played a little tight end tonight as well for.
I don't know that they want him out there.
So here's the snap, inside give.
Good
goodness gracious. Somebody ate on the inside there.
Like Austin Quasha.
That was a great move on the inside there.
I think Bennett might have just snuck on the field as outside linebacker, but he's a starter, and they don't want any starters out there.
Oh, that was Batista, 63.
Oh, I was reading 53. Batista.
He was mostly unblocked there.
That's a big old freshman. What, what do those grocery bills look like?
High snap and try to run to the side. Nothing doing there. Nice tackle on the edge. Was a Reed Brennan. And a nice open field tackle by him.
Ran that one well. And then Ben Kleinpeter coming up as well.
So 3rd and 13 here for Camden. And they're with their backup quarterback, Parker Rindeau, who was the starter all last year for Camden. But they got a transfer quarterback, William Jackson, who started this football game for the Wildcats. 3rd and 12 here for Camden. Here's the snap. Rindeau looking. He'll throw it underneath. Hit immediately. Somebody came crashing down. Was that Karan Hall from his safety spot? And it'll be 4th down and 5, and they'll probably walk it out somewhere around midfield again for BC. And they're going to let a few more seconds run off to, I guess, simulate the punt. Let's see where they decide to let it run down to. Still,
I think we might let this one go.
Maybe so. Clock's still running, and I would imagine they're going to go to the end of the quarter here with this one. The officials in no hurry. And that'll do it here for the 3rd quarter. 14-14. One more quarter to go, and then the season will begin officially for BC. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Cash and Carry wants to buy your car. New, used, running or not. Miles don't matter. We pay cash on the spot. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Call today. Cash and Carry, where your car turns into cash.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium. We go to the 4th quarter. Reminder, stick around tonight and all season long for the Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show. We will recap this one, and most weeks we will chat with Danny Britt. I don't know if we'll get him here tonight after the scrimmage, but we will have him next week for sure over in the Hog Pen in Moultrie.
Such an aggressive name for a stadium.
Yeah, hey, I like it. Little character.
Kevin, you're a Valdosta State Blazer. You got any experiences in Moultrie?
I've never been to Moultrie or the Hog Pen. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I've heard lots of stories, but never been there in person.
It's one of those bucket list ones, and it's people who care a whole lot about high school football, and that's what we love to see.
That's right. So BC with the football here. They'll have it from their own 42. Here's Burse, takes the snap. He will run here near side and two-hand touch him, and then we'll get a little up around the neck tackle there. Haven't really defined what constitutes down with the quarterbacks tonight, have they?
It's been a little bit more aggressive with the BC quarterbacks.
So it'll be 2nd down. They'll say Amari lost 4 yards back. It'll be 2nd and 14 from the BC 42-yard line. And again, Christian, have some folks watching online want to know how the first team looked out there tonight. I'll let, after this play, you give your thoughts as Amari will go under center out of the flex bone. And Danny Britt came sprinting. Boy, did Danny pull a hammy. He came up a little short there. Nah, he came running up to call timeout. So BC wants a timeout. Christian, I'll let you answer that. Your thoughts on the first team unit for BC.
Yeah, I mean, I thought first drive for both units was really strong. BC able to put some big plays together. End up getting to the end zone, just punching it in against a really big Camden defensive line. But then after that, just inconsistency was the name of the game. Offensive line, I think, struggled at times. Steven, I think, rushed a little bit. Don't know how much that has to do with him kind of rushing the clock a little bit because he's afraid to get touch sacked. But I think all in all, it's been a really good experience for both teams because they've gotten to go up against really, really good athletes ahead of really big games for both of them to start. But, Kevin, my main takeaways, the ones that are sticking at the top of my head, is how violent the first unit for the defensive line is, and Jonathan Black. I think he has really solidified himself as a corner. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he's just cramping. But he had some really big hits, and 2 of them, and some really big pass breakups. So I think if you were kind of worried about the corner spot opposite of JoJo Sutton, who's not playing tonight, Black really threw his hat in the ring there.
And made a couple mistakes early, as you said, got coached up.
But corrected
looked
it,
a lot better, yeah. So we're coming out of the timeout. Here's Burst. They'll go right back to the flex bone, and the give will be straight ahead. Nice run in the hole right up the middle, out across the 50-yard line to the 49 of Camden. And, Christian, that was the young man, Chris Stokes, running good in between the tackles there.
Running through arm tackles, and that's what you want to see from a guy taking that from the A-back spot, or B-back spot, excuse me.
Burst will go to a shotgun here. They're just across midfield. They'll give it to Stokes again. He'll bounce around and nowhere to go that time. Oh, he's still on his feet. Took 4 or 5 Wildcats to get him down, but he'll lose it back across the 50 to the 49, and now BC will pseudo punt.
Yep.
And I say that being a scrimmage, they're just going to pick the ball up and walk it down.
I think Camden slanted on that one, and BC ended up running right into it. You thought you maybe could catch him and gut him there on that one, but you just run right into their slant. So just that game of cat and mouse, and they won that one.
So now the signal has been given that the Cadets have punted. Clock continues to roll while we walk it down to, I guess there's a set amount of yardage they're going to mark off for each punt. But the clock is still rolling inside 10 minutes here. I guess they wait till the official officially drops it to stop the clock. And they stop it at 9:45 to go here in the 4th. So Rindeau's got the backup jersey on this drive. And the Cadets have their 2nd/3rd unit out there on defense as well. A lot of young guys getting some playing time. They'll sling it out in the flat, bounce it out there, short, and incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
I don't know if that was just a misfire or he thought the receiver was going to come back to the ball, but that one, skipped 5 feet. Yeah, 5 feet short.
Got Carson Granger out there for BC. In there along that defensive front.
And Camden going with a lot of check with me's where they'll kind of simulate a snap and then look over the coaches and get a new play call in, or just get kind of direction on where the coach wants the football to go.
Here's the snap. Oh, the total misread. And BC played meet me at the quarterback.
Oh, we talked about it before, Kevin. This is one of those situations where if you're going to have a play where the running back goes to the wrong side, let it happen in the scrimmage. And that's exactly what happened right there. The quarterback just turned, and there was no running back to take the football, and then he just had to say, hello, Benedictine defensive line.
Yeah. It was Granger. It was Batista. A bunch of them meeting there at the quarterback.
Sounds
if
like
you're the quarterback, at what point do you turn and you go, where's the running back? Where's the running back? Where's the running back? He never came through.
I think you just freeze, and you kind of hope they only can see movement.
Here's the snap on 3rd and long. They'll throw it out in the flat. Caught, hit immediately. Nice open field tackle.
Damari Perry.
And a freshman out there making a tackle from his cornerback spot. Now Camden will punt.
You know what's fun, Kevin, is
quote unquote.
Yeah,
we'll walk it down the field.
But I love these games because we're saying all these names for the first time that 3 years from now we're going to be like, of course, Damari Perry.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
You think back on this first few plays, this is the fun stuff.
And so he was like, hey, I put it on tape, coach. I laid him out.
Yeah.
Ready to go. So Amari Burst will bring the 2nd unit out there. And again, we got to see a little bit of Chris Stokes.
First off, this was a heck of a punt by Camden.
Oh. That was a monster.
Yes, a 60-yard punt.
I wonder if they just say, just put it out there somewhere. 40-yard line's fine.
All right, we're going to move it up a little bit. Only a 45-yard punt.
It's that 49-yard line of BC. Amari Burst will take over. He'll put a man in motion. Here's the snap. They'll counter inside. This is Stokes trying to go off the right side. He'll get a yard before he stood up.
I mean, Camden's not even pretending to try to cover right now. They're just loading the box and trying to stop the run.
And again, you've got Carlton Hall getting some reps out there on that offensive line. Caleb Ruiz, a junior, has jumped in there at right tackle. And he goes shoulder to shoulder with Hall over there as BC's going to bring in a tight end out of the flex bone. One wide receiver. Here's the snap. They'll reverse. They lost a football, and Bruce is going to fall on it. And Omari had to, and now Carlton Hall's wrestling somebody out there at the 45. So a loss back to the 43. It'll be 3rd and forever here for the Cadets.
Yeah, that was just a nice job by Omari getting back on that ball, just tried to go on a counter, and the running back just never got a hold of it. I don't know that he had the arms kind of creating that pocket. I don't think he had those arms open up big enough, and Omari kind of Johnny on the spot to grab on that football.
So they'll run it again. They'll counter back the other way. They're going to have the left edge. Somebody was holding out there, and the turn, that's going to be a first down. It's coming back.
Face mask.
And then another flag coming in.
Okay, so I think you'll just
I think the hold's going to be called on Ruiz, holding out there off the left side.
And then you got a face mask at the end of the play, so probably offsetting.
Offsetting and do 3rd and 15 again.
Stewart done, looking explosive. And that was a good block by David Ongiri. I mean, he laid his man out on the trap.
Somebody is fired up out there. Danny Britt is going to bring somebody out, go meet him out at the numbers. One of those offensive linemen was getting into it, and he said, we don't need that with a handful of minutes left to go in this football game.
Just get Walker. Just let him get Walker. Let him get Walker. There we go. There we go. Brown, laser.
So Turner Walker Jr. going to come in. He's going to hop in at center, kind of does some long snapping.
Officials just having a little seminar.
Well, everybody's standing at the 40. The original line of scrimmage was the 42 of BC. They're on the other side.
This should just be offsetting, no?
I mean, I would hate to even hazard a guess at this point, given what we've seen.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Holding.
We've seen a 10-yard holding penalty marked off as 2 yards.
Defense.
Yep, so we'll just do it again.
There we go. We still didn't get the correct calls. We had holding on offense and holding on defense.
So they should put the ball right back down at the 43-yard line of BC, which appears to be what we're going to do. And it will be 3rd and 16. So 3rd and 16 here for BC. And they'll run out of the flex bone here. One receiver is Karan Hall. Manned up out here. Here's the snap. A little counter inside.
There you go.
And there's a hole. It's at the 45-40. It's a sprint to the end zone. Goodbye. And it will be a touchdown. Number 25 for BC. That's Dontre Ford, the sophomore. He just went 57 yards for a touchdown right off a little counter play. No flags on the play.
I was going to say Camden's coaches are pointing, but I think they might just be pointing where they want their offense to go to. But that was just great blocking, again, by the second unit there. Opened up a hole, and then, like you said, Ford able to hit it.
Are they going to
show off?
Are we kicking extra points now, or
they were just going to say he missed it?
Even uncontested, it's 20-14, BC.
And
well,
it's
speed kills, Christian.
Yeah, just under center again, another counter, and BC able to open it up, and that time a clean exchange from Burse, and Ford able to get through that hole. It was a big one, and as soon as he got to the second level, it was over.
So they're going to give Camden the football, I would assume, at the 20. Or we can just throw the football all over the place. So 20-14 Cadets. And they walked the ball all the way out close to the 40.
We're figuring
and
it
they're
out.
going to put it at the 35. Ridge Reddick, a sophomore, in there at defensive end for BC.
Powell, the seniors in there at corner.
Grady Ward getting some snaps out there here for BC, and now Camden gets the edge shield, and a tackle made inside BC territory down at the 45.
Yeah, they go counter. They're able to seal the edge that time.
Tackle made by Liam Dolan and a couple others downfield.
But like Carson Granger kind of got washed up a little bit, but
so here's the first down give. They'll go straight ahead. A big looking running back there for Camden. Go with Perkins. We're so far down the depth chart now, we just kind of guess on some of these. Camden has dressed 685 players tonight.
Looks like those old Alabama teams pre-roster limits. To say, hey, we're going to give you a scholarship so we don't have to play against you.
So it's Jacavius Perkins, the sophomore. They'll give it to him again. A little stutter step off the right side. He'll get inside the 35. That'll be a first down to the 32.
I don't know if they did that on purpose, but that almost looked like the Wake Forest just like slow mesh where you kind of hold it, let the defense decide what it wants to do, and then let it go. I mean, the quarterback and running back were doing the exchange for a full 2 seconds.
Cadets running a couple of guys off on defense. Getting close to 5 minutes to go here in this one.
And they gave BC the extra point.
Okay, so assumed it's good. 21-14. There's a give to Perkins again. He's just carving him up.
It's a good trap block that time.
Just straight ahead football that time. And they'll get close to another first down. It'll be 2nd down and 1 after a gain of 9. And this is just straight downhill football for Camden here.
Guys, when you've only been in the game for a quarter, we can't have hands on the hips.
So 2nd down and 1.
This is your time to shine.
So defensive line got to get a push here. Let's see if they run the same thing. High snap. They'll give it straight ahead. There you go. And he was met in the backfield by number 17. That's Caden Thomas. He gets the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
4th down. No, I'm sorry, 3rd down, Pat. My bad, 3rd down.
Camden running on a wide receiver late. They're trying to get as many of their guys into the ball game as they can. So 3rd down and 3 here for the Wildcats. They'll stay in a shotgun. Here's Rindeau. He'll take it, give it ahead to Perkins, who cuts back. He'll get inside to 20. That'll be a first down.
It's that same trap play over and over. And BC's defensive end kind of running up the field and then getting cut off by the pulling guy. And they're running right underneath him.
They don't have a weight for Perkins, but he's looks like a pretty big young running back for him.
Camden's tight end ran all the way out the field and came back on. Poor guy needs a break.
They'll give it to Perkins up the middle and stuffed and bounces out of there. He'll get towards the 15 before he's brought down. Somebody for BC made the tackle and lost a helmet. That's going to be number 31, Eben Powell. And he'll have to come out of the ball game for losing the helmet.
But BC had him wrapped up in the backfield, just couldn't bring him down. We've seen that a few times from the first unit, now the second unit. You just got to make those tackles. But I think that's going to be one of the emphasis.
Inside 3 minutes to go here in this one. Camden driving down at the 15. It'll be 2nd down. Call it 6. They'll give it to Perkins. Everybody met him at the mesh that time.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those ones where the quarterback doesn't feel like he can pull it because he's wearing that no contact jersey, and so everybody's just crashing the running back.
And that was William Batista.
Thomas again.
And Thomas. Those two have played well in limited snaps tonight.
Big 3rd down.
So 3rd down and 11. If you can get this stop here.
2 down territory.
With 2 minutes, you feel like you should win the scrimmage at this point.
Yeah, 2 down territory, though. You wonder, do they just go back to that trap play again, try to pick up what they can, then give themselves a manageable 4th down?
So here's Rindeau out of a shotgun. Takes the snap.
Up.
Keeps it himself off the right side. There's a touch up. So give the tackle.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him right at the line of scrimmage that time, too.
That's Grady Ward. making the two-hand tackle, if you will, and that'll be 4th down. They called it that time.
Yeah, they did run that trap, but that time with the quarterback option to keep. And Camden's going to bring their unit off the field. I wonder if that's predetermined, just no 4th downs.
Or no kick today. So they give them 3, or what are they going to do?
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Let's see.
So 1:33 to go. Benedictine leading at 21-14 unless we put a phantom 3 points up. We did put the phantom extra point up after the touchdown.
I have nothing wrong with that.
That would have been, a 37-yarder for Camden to try to make there. So 93 seconds. Amari Burse in there for one more time here on this Friday night. He's got 4 wides out of a shotgun. Takes the snap, looking. Amari's going to wind up, throw it up the left side. He's got a man, just put a little too much heat on it. If that was 3 yards shorter thrown, that's Karan Hall's goodbye. Had his man beat. He could have.
And I mean, Amari, I don't know if he's been in the weight room or what, but that was a great spiral. That was a bomb.
So now 2nd down and 10. And why not? Only 1:25 left.
Maybe trying to work some clock. Poor Karan Hall.
You don't work clock in a scrimmage. Come on. Out of the flex bone. Here's Amari. He's going to have to tuck it, run it outside. Can he get a block? No, they still don't have a hand on him. There we go. Flag comes down, and they're going to call holding against BC.
I think it was one of the running backs just trying to give Amari time because that looked like a broken play.
Yeah, hold against BC. So that will be 2nd, 3rd and 10. 2nd and 10, 2nd and 20, excuse me.
We're figuring it out.
I'm trying to guess,
It might be a 1st down for BC the way this one's going.
Nah, they're going to back him up. So it'll be
touchdown BC, and
they're going to put it back on the 10. So it'll be 2nd and 20 for the Cadets. And again, I think we're working close, a minute 15-ish or so. And if you punt the ball, it might waste 30 seconds. So here's the snap. Amari looking, going to wind it up. They're going to come back to Hall again, and almost made a one-handed catch out near midfield. And it'll bring up 4th down, and BC will punt the ball.
Can I say something, Kevin? I know it's
Sure.
a scrimmage, and so you can't have the same numbers out there. Oh, we got a penalty.
That's right. The penalty was that was 2nd and 20. This is 3rd and 20.
No, we got another flag out there. But I'll say this: Karan almost made that play, but you can't get by a guy wearing 84.
Come on, man.
And
in spring training,
I think that's on Karan.
You can't get gassed up by a guy wearing 75 out there pitching.
I mean, you got 84 covering you, and now he's just in your face too.
You just made his highlight.
Now
right?
You're gonna back BC up more.
So it'll be 3rd and 25.
And it had to be something Karan said.
So we have so it'll be 3rd and 25 from the BC 5-yard line. And I would imagine you're just going to hand this ball off to somebody. And BC's got a wide receiver joining the formation out there late. Omari is coming under center here out of the flex bone from their own 5-yard line. And they'll just counter it. And coming back up inside,
that's big.
He'll get 5 yards out to the 10. That's Stuart Dunn.
But just that in a real game just gives you that breathing space to come out and actually punt.
And now the punt. And I wonder if by the time they
now we stop. We restarted.
Did we stop? Just magically decide to stop the clock? By the time they walk this down, there shouldn't be but about 10 seconds left, I would imagine.
I think Camden will get a couple chances to try to chunk one in the end zone.
So they're going to put the ball down. So BC got it out to the 10. They're still walking. 40. Danny Britt's like, yeah, because you just keep going.
They gave them a 50-yard punt.
So they'll put it down at the BC 45 and officially have 19 seconds left. Cadets will run their unit out there. Got a couple of guys running on late here for Camden. And 19 seconds. Now we got to throw the right football in. And a lot of the Camden faithful have headed into the St. Mary's Kingsland night here.
That's it.
They've got Brunswick High next week. Benedictine will travel across the state to Moultrie and take on Colquitt County. Low snap dug out by Rideau. Are they going to get a sack?
Hey,
they are.
there we go,
There's Thomas. Caden Thomas gets a sack. And unless Camden hurries up, that's going to do it.
And they had sent everybody deep, and I don't know if they're going to burn a
Yeah,
timeout.
they're not going to do it. It's the scrimmage. And they're going to say that was it. And that'll do it. BC wins it 21-14. They get a second team touchdown there in the fourth quarter, a big touchdown run, and they're going to win it 21-14. The season has officially now begun, Christian Gokel, as has the attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. It starts right now, but the Cadets will take it 21-14. I know when you talk to Danny Britt, he'll say 21-14, 14-7. However it turned out, we were looking to accomplish the things we wanted to do in this scrimmage. Right. And I think by and large, they did that. Still plenty to work on before you go take on Colquitt County next week. But by and large, you played a game, you scored more points. And if you look at it, the two touchdowns you gave up in this ball game, Christian, both less than 25 yards. You had a block punt and a massive touchdown or kickoff return that got Camden down in the red zone. That's it. You didn't get driven on by this Camden County offense too terribly much.
I was going to say Camden was not able to drive the football on you, and like you said, the two touchdowns were on short fields, but still that's something you got to work on is if you're going to be elite, you got to be able to get the other team off the field in those situations. And BC, I think, just got a little winded and gave up a really, really nice throw. I'd say for one, you just got to tip your cap. Like, that's a great throw from the quarterback. But again, you don't want to give up those situations where you're giving up long kickoffs, you're having a punt blocked in all those situations. So I think you erase those. I think BC is in a really solid position and showed out well, but the mistakes, especially against the schedule you have coming up, are going to be hard to overcome.
I think you look at it also, no Larson Little tonight, no JoJo Sutton. So you're missing a couple of playmakers, right, offensively, defensively, if you will. So there were some guys that didn't play for BC, but by and large, I think going into now week one, and we'll see what Danny Britt would have to say about that. I think, to me, priority number one is, guys, we've got to come off the football offensively. Yeah. Offensive line. Passing game wasn't terrible. I think the run game, again, I don't have the official stats, and I don't know if they're going to keep official stats for the scrimmage, but I would say Stanley Smart, 7-8 carries, maybe 15 yards. So you really weren't opening up a lot of holes.
And I think when they did hand it to him, he was able to get the job done. And it was very low pitch count, I guess is the best way to put it for Stanley Smart's side. And all the running backs between the tackles, a lot of it was quick stuff outside and just really trying not to get anybody rolled up. But I thought what he was able to do in terms of hitting the hole really hard and showing that when his numbers called, can execute was big.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you had Stephen Cannon coming out, Christian, executing the offense, doing a good job there. So his return from the injury a season ago, obviously he's going to be a big key for this football team as they move forward. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We will dive headfirst into the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show when we come back. 21-14, Camden wins it. This is Cadet Football, presented by Cash and Carry.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
Welcome back here, Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. Cadets win it 21-14 in the scrimmage here against Camden. Christian, we talked about some of the tough spots. Highlights for you. Stephen Cannon did take a couple of sacks. I know it was two-hand touch. Had one that got called, even though it didn't look like he was touched. Had it been a real game, it was a first down, drive continues. But when he came out fresh and early, really looked crisp, running the offense, made some good throws, had some good touch on the football.
Yeah, I think just rushing things a little bit tonight, and that makes sense when you're just afraid any hand is going to cause a sack. So I don't know that you got a fair glimpse of what the passing offense can be. If there's anything I'd say, it'd be let some guys run past some guys. You got Josh Washington, Bubba Frazier, stuff like that. And I just don't know that you had the time tonight with the way the scrimmage was formatted to let those plays develop. So I don't know that we got a full picture of what he can be, but I mean, my highlights are the three guys on the defensive line. And yeah, Isaac Scott, Cam Cody, and Gavin Smith just dominating when they were in there. You could not block Cam Cody. I mean, his jersey, I'm surprised if it's not 2 sizes bigger just because of how much people were holding on to it and stretching it out. And then Guyton,
he can
play. And it's just, you look out there, you're like, holy smokes, man, it looks like an NFL player out there. But I think maybe a little fired up for this one and missed a few tackles, but also showed that when he wants to, he's just lightning and you can't block him off the edge. So that front four, but specifically what showed out to me was that front three really played out tonight. That was kind of a question mark, is who are going to be those guys between them. Cam Cody, Guyton, who are going to be those defensive ends. I thought those guys showed out. We didn't really see Jameer Lee tonight, and he's another one who's going to rotate in there. So the defensive front for the Cadets is really, really strong. And then if I had to, Kevin, give a player of the game, it's Jonathan Black. I thought he was unbelievable defensively for the Cadets. A couple of huge hits, just some like momentum plays, and then was locked down in coverage. I think he, opposite JoJo Sutton, could be something really dangerous for BC.
And it's one of those things where I think Zach Maxwell got this treatment early on in his career at BC, and I think Mr. Black is going to get that as well. Hey, we can throw at you, or we can throw at Bubba or Mackay. We're throwing at you. So he's probably going to get, for lack of a better phrase, picked on early until teams realize that, hey, he can cover, he can get it done. They're not going to be a lot of shots taken unless, Mackay or Bubba's lined up against somebody's number one, and they're just going to try to get him the football. But you're going to get tested week in and week out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, that's what it's going to be with the secondary. I feel like is you think of the defensive front that you have, most teams are going to have some kind of passing offense that they put out there that they're going to try to attack you deep, probably first, to try to soften up that front seven a little bit. And if you have those guys on the back end, about JoJo, about Mackay. Hopefully he's all right. He had the pick six earlier in the game. I hope he's good. But then you think about Wyatt Estabrook, who's just consummate professional back there. He's your safety net, but also coming up and laying the lumber a lot tonight too. And then if you have that fourth guy in the secondary, that defense is going to be a hard one to stop.
We've got a little bit more to go. We'll come back. We'll name our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game for this scrimmage when the Jonathan Dunn postgame show continues. This is Watch BC Sports.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook. Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Chris Gilman Stadium in Kingsland. BC wins the scrimmage 21-14. They will travel across to the other side of the state to Moultrie and the Colquitt County Packers next week to start the season in earnest. But each week we'll name our Cool Vibes Pizza Player of the Game. The scrimmage, no different. Christian Gokel, who you going to go with here for, I don't want to say week 0, but the preseason, who's our preseason player of the game?
There's a lot of guys out there who made really big plays, but the one who was unstoppable was Cam Cody. And so for me, he's the point of the spear on that defense. And tonight, I think he is your Cool Vibes player of the game. Everybody out there looked really solid, but somebody I thought kind of rose above the rest, and that's 55, and he's going to be a problem this year.
You couple that with a couple of those other guys on the defense. I thought tonight as well, Cam did well, but guys' names we didn't say a lot, but it seemed like they did make some timely plays, and that is Rasheem Jackson and he's wearing number 11, Jaden Houston.
Yes.
I thought both those guys, and again, they'll have Larson Little back at some point, but I thought both Jackson and Houston played solid enough at middle linebacker, and you could see some of the speed to the edge really played well for them tonight.
For sure. And when you get Larson back, just kind of adds to that. But those two guys are going to be a part. I mean, BC a lot of times will have 3 inside linebackers on the field. So if you're able to come out there and play and fly around, you're going to play a lot. But I like the tenacity and the team speed, especially in that first quarter. Now you got to hold on to it for 4.
Certainly. Again, Christian, any final thoughts before we get ready to pack it up and head to Colquitt County next week?
Man, there's a big one coming up. That's kind of where my mind immediately goes to, is I'm already at Colquitt County, where it's going to be such a hostile environment. But just speaking to them and their administration before this one, they're so excited to have BC over there for that game. It's going to be the biggest game in the state. All eyes are going to be on that one in Moultrie. So I'm so excited for Colquitt, and just so excited for this season. It kind of feels like 2 different seasons, Kevin, where you have just all the amazing out-of-region games that you're going to play this season, where it's like you kind of forget about Westminster and Burke, but Westminster, I forget his name, and that's my fault for doing it, but Arch Manning's high school coach is now the head coach at Westminster, and then you go up to Burke. Beautiful facility, Franklin Stevens, guy BC is all too familiar with from his time at Ware and now at Burke, and that's become a rivalry game. So you have that to start, and then you just dive into that region. That's going to be unbelievable again. We're in for a fun ride, and we got 1 of 10 Fridays already down. It's going to go by like that.
Yeah, unbelievable. And if you want to know good South Georgia Friday night football, what it's all about, take the ride to Moultrie next week.
Come on.
It's going to be fun. If not, take us with you here on Watch BC Sports, and we'll be happy to have you along. Of course, Thursday, lunchtime, mark your calendar. Christian Gokel, you'll be sitting down with the head coach, Danny Britt, there at Bowtie Barbecue every Thursday, high noon, lunchtime. Come out, grab something wonderful to eat, some great barbecue, some of that Bowtie macaroni and cheese. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
There at Bowtie Barbecue, and Christian and Coach will be chatting it up every single Thursday.
And if you have any questions for Coach, just drop them in the comments on this YouTube video or on the Facebook version of this video as well, and we'll do our best to get him to Coach. Anything you want to second guess him or tell him what he should be doing, this is the place to do it.
Absolutely. Like and subscribe on that YouTube channel as well when you're all said and done. And we will look forward to seeing you next week, and we will have the video next week as well. So we got blacked out tonight here in Camden, but we will have the video for you next week there in Moultrie from the Hog Pen. I love saying it, the Hog Pen there in Moultrie. Look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate you joining us. It's going to be a fun season following these cadets. This has been Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry here on Watch BC Sports.